Welcome, weary travellers, to the Library of Legend. We're back. It's Read and Roll. I'm Jack Tarlad. I will be your dungeon master for the evening. And as I said, this is Read and Roll, the show where we bring on a guest to quest through a fighting fantasy, choose your own adventure game book. And so, who did we have on last time? Comics Dad. That was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I've taken a break. By the way, I took a week's break. So, yeah, sorry about that. A lot of you may be wondering where I was and what I was doing. And to you, I say, mind your own bloody business. Anyway, last time we had Comics Dad on, and he was doing tremendously well until he wasn't. And unfortunately, another player perished. But this week, we have back a legendary warrior, someone who's been on the show 3 times now. This will be the 3rd time. And they've grown a little since the last time we had them on. This big now. No, grown in streamer fame, I should say. A new initiate into the Rumble Creator Program. You can find them on all of their socials at Abe's Gonna Get Ya. Here he is. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Abe. How you doing, buddy?
Hello. What's going on?
It's good to have you back.
Yeah, I would say I'm more of a legendary sacrifice than anything else.
A lamb to the slaughter.
Yeah.
Or is that eclectic?
Yeah.
Is that eclectic?
Depends what day of the week it is. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I was very happy to hear that you became a Rumble Creator Program initiate. How's that been going for you?
It's mostly statistics so far. I can't really say more than that.
That's fair enough, mate.
It's going okay, I guess. Yeah.
You can't say fairer than that because you can't say your F's and your T's properly. Anyway, it's good to have you back, as we said. And Jack reads. Yes, Jack reads. I do sometimes. Depends. Well, we are going to say a quick hello to some of the people in the chat. Oh, and if you didn't manage to catch Comics Dad on the last live stream, you can always go back and watch the video on demand. But let's say hello to some of you lovely chatters down here. We've got Legatus Legionus, always the first in the chat, the best mod on the internet.
Always.
Hashtag Mod Lives Matter. That's him. And he's saying hello there, and I'm saying hello back. There we go. And we've also got... Oh, it's you. Look, Abe, it's you.
Oh,
I found
handsome bastard.
I know, right? And we've got Daily Dysfunction. Jack has Abe's. You can't catch it twice.
Well, experiment spending.
And we've got Davyverse in the chat. Welcome, Davyverse. Not Shah Davyverse anymore. No?
Yeah, he didn't get the role, unfortunately.
Oh, unlucky.
Yeah.
Till his luck ran out, indeed. Yes, talking about Comics Dad there. And yes, Davyverse.
Yeah.
Abe has grown an extra inch.
Yes.
I'm
all the way up to 1 whole inch now.
To that big. Anyway, those in the chat who visit the show regularly know that know who Abe is, and they generally know the rules of this game. And since you've been on a couple of times, you generally know the sort of way that we go with this stream. So we're gonna get into the game mode. There we go. And we'll put some background music on. Pour l'ambiance. Can we hear it? Why can we not hear it? Why is it not playing?
It's very, very quiet.
There we go. Well, I don't want it too overpowering.
Yeah.
You know. There we go. Like my scent.
This one's damn creepy. What the hell?
Mm-hmm. Most of them are. You know, it's supposed to be ambient, you know, music in the background. Anyway. It's furry muffs. Yes. Or maths.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what she's thinking of? Furry maths?
Maybe.
Or muffs?
Probably both, knowing Daily.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so before the show, I gave you the blurbs to 3 books. Here are the books on the screen right now. So we have the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, which we haven't played many times on the channel. We've got Talisman of Death, which Greg is currently in the process of playing when he comes back. Gaming.
Infinitely.
And we have the Vault of the Vampire, which the first time you came on, this was a choice, and you chose House of Hell instead of this, and Greg also refused to play this. He said it sounds a bit goth.
Well, goth is my jam, I'm afraid, so I'm going to have to go with Vault of the Vampire.
There we go, boys and girls. There we have it. The Vault of the Vampire. We're going to play it again. So that's your final choice, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Twilight Vault.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Daveyverse. The Twilight Vault. They're glittering with diamonds. Right then. So let's get her up. Come back, book group. Come here. You know, I should have done this better. Anyway. And the text is in white, by the way, this time. Just simply because of how the website works that I'm feeding the book through from. If I did it...
It's fine, yeah.
The other way around, where the text was black, all the pictures would look like a negative. So,
yeah.
Anyway, enough of the technical bollocks. Let's just close down these other books in the background. Not that you can see them. I'm just not very good at talking and multitasking and all that kind of stuff. I'm just trying to get it all done. Anyway, so here we go. The Vault of the Vampire. Let's get to the introduction. You have travelled to the distant mountains of Morastatia in search of legendary wealth and fortune. Halting overnight at a lonely coaching inn, you wonder at the unfriendliness of the locals. Then an old woman breaks the silence and you learn of their terrible secret. They live in constant fear for their lives and their souls. The whole village lives under the tyranny of the evil Count Hadridge. People vanish, never to be seen again, but everyone knows they have been taken to the castle where they die a terrible death at the hands of the bloodthirsty Count and his evil minions. People call me a Count. At least I think that's what they call me.
How many times have they called you that?
Oh, all the time. They say, "Oi, you Count, come here." I don't know why they think I'm a Count.
It's more like, you call me Count? 1 times. 2 times.
Hello, you Count. The old woman's granddaughter has just been taken, and you must answer her pleas for help. You know it's a dangerous and awesome task, but you have to destroy the evil that haunts this place or meet a terrible end. Many dangers lie ahead, and your success is by no means certain. It's up to you to decide which route to follow, which dangers to risk, and which adversaries to fight. So, you don't necessarily need to know how to play. only that with your first game, there was a fear counter, which we had to roll for. In this game, there is a faith counter that we have to roll for.
Okay.
And so I'm just going to bring up the adventure sheet, put it on the right adventure sheet for the faith. There we go. Oh, these are old people scores. Let's get them out of here.
What is going on? Because you
You
gotta
haven't
have
used
faith,
any
the faith, the
lifelines.
faith.
Yes, you gotta have faith. I gotta have. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think we've done it. No, hang on. Right, there we go. So you got a sword, a shield, a lantern, 10 provisions, and we've got to roll for your initial scores. So, you've got the dice roll already?
Yep.
Excellent. Right, so first of all, we'll roll for your skill as usual. It's 1d6 plus 6, so could you roll 1d6, please? 3 plus 6 is 9. Not bad.
Yeah. Not bad, not good. Is what it is.
And for your stamina now, which is your life force, can you roll 2d6, please? And it'll be plus 12.
Ah, fuck.
3 and a 1, 4, 16. There we go. So you got initial stamina of 16. And now for your luck, please, if you can roll 1d6. That's not bad.
Oh, okay. That's not
10.
bad. Not bad.
And one more d6 for your faith, please.
Come on, I got faith.
You do got faith.
Maybe not.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of
3.
in the middle.
So plus 3, it's 1d6 plus 3. That gives you 6 faith to start with. They're not bad rolls, mate. They're not bad scores.
Yeah.
You know the way that it goes, you know, like, even with the weakest of rolls, you choose the right path and you can still get through.
Mm-hmm.
Right then. Let me just highlight some of these chats. Me, Davyverse. I know I am, but not Abe. Abe's not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm green after all, and he's been so gracious to have me on here.
3 times? I can get 3 in now?
Yeah.
Yes. Hello, you count. Dirty count. Hairy count. Smelly count. I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Mm-hmm.
You keep using that word. Anyway.
That word does not mean what you think it means.
Right, so let's get straight into the game then. The background. Rumours of great wealth and treasure have lured you west of Femfrey in the old world to the forbidding land of Moristatia, home of the unscalable peaks clad in ice and snow, obscured by great swathes of freezing mist. The air is cold and damp, and you are dressed in furs to keep out the chill. Hunched in a swaying coach, heading north towards Mortvania, you wonder whether any of the rumours you've heard have any truth in them. People hereabouts are poorly fed and clothed, and this hardly seems like a place of great riches. Still, perhaps that means the treasures are still hidden and that the local folk haven't found them. Greedy bastards.
I mean, this just sounds like where I live IRL. Jesus.
The poor people haven't found the treasures in your area because most people have Ring doorbells nowadays. Anyway, you are aroused from your reverie as the coach creaks to a halt. The coachman opens the doors and begin lowering the trunks and bags from the roof. You step out into murky twilight. A thick winter fog is drawing in around the little coaching village of Leverhelven, where you will rest tonight. The tavern is small and hardly luxurious, but the food is hot and the mulled wine is spiced and refreshing. But the local people, wary of strangers, talk little. After you enter, the tavern door is barred and the windows are already shuttered. The place has a strange name, the Heart's Blood. But this doesn't look like hunting country, except for those seeking bears or wolves for their pelts. You ask the tavern keeper how the inn got its name, and a deathly hush descends in the room. He turns away, refusing to speak to you. You wonder how a polite and innocent question can have made him react in such a way. What's more, a man sitting by the fire turns around and spits at your feet. Just like being in the pub down the road.
Literally, yeah.
An old woman swathed in shawls and a peasant smock looks over at you and says, "Foreigners don't know better." I don't know why I always do a West Country accent for her, but she's West Country.
Yeah, why are they always Cornish?
I've been watching too much Time Team, that's what it is. And Phil, what's his face?
Or like Tony Robinson or something like that.
You take her over a drink and ask her to tell you more. At least she's talking to you, which is more friendly than anyone else here is. She gulps greedily at the warm wine. "'Tain't no heart's blood, stranger. We're never called that till they change the sign outside. 'Tis the Heart's Blood. See? Heart. That's what too many folk round here has given up. Their heart's blood." The low murmur of voices that had begun once more is completely silenced. Many people are casting fierce looks at you, and the old woman and the barman bellows her to be... Many people are casting fierce looks at you and the old woman, and the barman bellows at her to be silent. But her face is flushed with the warmth of the wine, and she says she will not be unheard. "'Tis the Count." Sorry. I've got to get back into character of this old Cornish woman. "'Tis the Count. Damn his black heart. Folk vanish from the village. They do, and they're never seen again. The Count takes them up to the castle to be sure, and there they die a terrible death. Terrible. There's folk here." What? I'm trying my fucking hardest here.
I think Dame Judi Dench would do it a lot better.
Is that what you were thinking of? Yeah.
I'm
don't know,
thinking
you know.
maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. Would this sound better as Dame Judi Dench?
I'd be thinking, why is Dame Judi Dench pissed in this pub for some reason? Giving me advice.
Sitting there by the fire, cocking a leg, licking... Never mind.
Getting fucking wankered.
Anyway, there's folk as heard the screams from the place, screams from the souls of hell itself. Now tears run down her old weathered face. "Didn't he take my granddaughter only yesterday? Didn't we see the coach and the headless horseman in the village? My poor little Natasha. Such a beautiful, gentle girl, taken by the fiend himself. And not a man in this god-forsaken place brave enough to go to the castle and save her." Embarrassed voices murmur round the room as sparks fly from the fire. The crackling of the burning wood seems to emphasize the old woman's desperate plea. "I beg you, sir. I beg you to rescue her. She's only 17 and she's done no harm to anyone." And then she bursts into tears again. You see, I don't think Judi Dench would do well with the crying. She's very,
Yeah. She's very stern, isn't she? Yeah.
And stoic more than anything.
Yeah,
You know, she'd
yeah.
she'd probably have like one small tear trickle down her face.
Yeah, she'd like walk out of a war zone like, my entire family just died. Terrible. Aren't you right? Like, damn.
It was awful. Anyway.
It was most unpleasant.
A tall red-haired man gets up from a table opposite and approaches you. You see that he only has one arm, the right sleeve of his tunic being pinned up to his chest. Stranger, I take you for a wanderer, a seeker of adventure. What old Svetlana? Why is an old Cornish woman named Svetlana? Probably because that's not the accent I should do for her. Maybe I should rethink it.
Let's stick with the Cornish for now. It might get into questionable territory.
Anyway, what old Svetlana says is true. The Count is a terrible and evil soul, and Castle Hadrich is a place of horror. I would have tried to slay him myself, but for one obvious reason. You nod as he glances down at his empty sleeve. Will you help us? From my own days as a warrior, I have some gold put by, and it's yours gladly if you will help. The eyes of all present turn to you, imploring your assistance. You're about to nod your agreement to this proposal when the door of the tavern bursts open. The people inside cry out in fear as an icy blast wisps through the room. Outside in the mist, you can make out a black coach with 4 jet black steeds prancing and whinnying, and in the doorway stands a spectral figure. Bony fingers extend from black sleeves, and he beckons you. But he says nothing. How could he? He has no head.
Ooh, spooky.
Spooky. Spoopy.
Or as Judy might say, oh, how delightfully terrible.
Oh, how delightfully terrible.
Oh, this is awfully frightening.
I've just shit my pants.
I may have to have my old lady diaper changed.
Imagine being the one that has to do that.
Yep.
Yeah. Would. One night with fucking Judi Dench. Yeah, any day.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you've got to say. Mm-hmm. It's Judi Dench.
It depends how she assesses the night.
I think I'm glowing her up too much.
Yeah. What if I was the most amazing lover ever to have existed? And her response afterwards was, yes, that was rather adequate.
Yes.
Like, come on. Come on, Judy. I changed your diaper.
I had so much fun that I smoked 2 cigarettes at the end of that.
Of course, that was after I took all of the crystals out of the cabinet and had a whale of a time.
Oh, good God. Oh, no, what happened? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yes. And we got Steve joining us as well. Hello, mate. Gonna get nightmares. Yes.
With a smiley face. I love that about Steve. He'll say the darkest shit and just end it with a smiley face every time.
So, we've heard the background. We've heard old Svetlana, old Cornish Svetlana, and her armless companion try to implore you into the adventure. So, how do you feel? Are you ready to start your journey?
I think so.
Right then.
Let's roll.
Let's get to it. You follow the beckoning... Put my teeth back in. You follow the beckoning figure outside into the swirling mists. It leaps up to the driver's seat of the black coach and the carriage door swings open. The steeds prance expectantly, their breath steaming in the cold air. Will you attack the headless horseman, get in the coach, or ignore the coach and ask a local person how to get to the castle?
I'm a bit of an adventurer, so let's just get in the coach. I mean, they promised me candy anyway, so...
Calvin candy. I think he asked.
I mean, there was a bloke up the road in a white van, and he was like, "Yeah, I got some candy," and I'm like, "Black coach with a headless ghoul? I'm gonna take the risk. I'm thinking I'm gonna be safer."
Candy by a man with a white van once, but I had to refuse. I was more interested in the mattress in the back of his van.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're like, what are the kind of springs you've got in that? Come on. Is this memory foam?
Is this one of those Silent Night memory foam mattresses, or is it like an Argos?
Look, if it's not budget advertised for it, if it's not advertised by a hippo, I'm out.
Yeah. I want a hippo and a little bird to be the mascot. Otherwise, I can't lie on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, so you're going to get in the coach.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Get in a coach.
You clamber into the coach and the horses set off at a gallop, making no sound as they move. You settle back into a comfortable seat draped in black. Looking through the heavy purple curtained windows, you see nothing outside but thick swirling fog. But the wolf howls you hear send shivers down your spine. Roll 1 die and add 2 to the number rolled. If the number is less than or equal than your faith, turn to 223. If the total is greater than your faith, you continue your journey until the coach stops close by the castle and allows you to dismount before vanishing into the fog. So let's get your adventure sheet up. So you got to roll 1 dice, or 1 die. 3 plus 2. Yes, it's less than your faith. So let's go to 223. Suddenly, you feel a chill oh, hang on. Let's get that down. Suddenly, you feel a chill inside the carriage, and there, slowly appearing before you, is a ghost. The spectral shape of a tall man with wavy black hair and green eyes. His figure, almost covered by a voluminous black and purple cloak, sits smiling opposite you. The Count is expecting you, he smirks, although your stay will be a very short one, I fear. He sits back and continues to smile in a leering, mocking way. Then the carriage lurches abruptly and the ghostly apparition springs forward at you. Roll 1 die and add 4 to the result. If the total is less than or equal to your faith, turn to 321. If the result is greater, turn to 272. So roll 1 die.
I'd say to him, holy Christ, is this a Travelodge? Oh.
Oh, what does it say on your screen?
3.
Add 4. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was more than your faith, which is currently sitting at 6. So we'll turn to 272.
Okay.
The fiend lunges at your throat and you hurl yourself sideways away from it. But the carriage door bursts open and you are flung out. Lose 2 stamina points, caused by the bruising as you roll over and over. The laughter of the ghostly figure in the distance ringing in your ears. Now you must test your luck. Oh, good God.
Oh, shit.
If you're lucky,
here we go.
Turn to 24. If you are unlucky, turn to 370. So before you do any of that, let's get rid of those 2 stamina points. So you now have 14. Don't forget you have 10 provisions, and each one will give you 4 stamina back. Okay. So for now, could you test your luck by rolling 2d6, please? And you've got to get 10 or below. That'll do.
Ooh, nice.
So you're now down to 9 luck, but you scored 9 anyway. So, good job. Well done.
Cool. I'll do.
Let's just see what they're saying in the chat. A candy coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want foam. It soaks everything up. Can't get that in a gym socks. It's so gross. Horses must have silencers on their feet, being so quiet. Yeah. In fact, I think they've made it illegal in the UK to drive around your horses without a silencer on. I think that's right anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
If it is a travel lodge, you're safer spending a night with Jimmy. Do you mean Seville? Mr. Seville? Well, he's dead. So, yeah, you're definitely safer.
Definitely then, yeah.
Anyway, you were lucky. So, we'll turn to 24. Your hands manage to grab onto a bush at the edge of a rocky precipice, and this saves you from certain death on the jagged rocks below. You haul yourself up and, somewhat shaken, follow the road towards the castle. You have a long walk ahead of you, so roll 1 die. If the number rolled is 1 or 2, turn to 362. If you roll any other number, turn to 73. So, roll 1 die, please.
Okay.
You rolled a 2, so let's turn to 362. You walk along as far as the base of a narrow trail which leads up a steep incline, and suddenly you walk out of the fog into a completely clear area. Starkly illuminated by a 3/4 moon stands the brooding castle, Hadrich. You can walk up and enter the half-open front gates, or you can walk around the outside to see what you can make of the place.
I think I'm going to scope the place out first, so...
Okie dokie. You skirt carefully around the building. You have approached from the south and can make out some features of what seem to be a 2-story building. In the southwest and southeast corners are the towers whose spires loom from above the slate roofs over the stone walls. Bats flit into and out of the southwest tower belfry. The arrow slits in the towers are too high and too narrow to climb in through. You can see light on the ground floor from windows in the west and east sides, but heavy drapes prevent you from seeing anything within the castle itself. Roll 1 die and add 3. If the total is less than or equal to your faith, turn to 99. If it's greater than your faith, you continue walking around and arrive back at the main gates without finding any other likely means of getting into the place.
Okay.
So, roll 1 die and we'll add 3. 4 plus 3 is 7, which is more than your faith score of 6. So, we'll have to turn to 326.
Let's go.
You put your shoulder to the heavy wooden gates and they open with a creak which sets your nerves on edge. You walk through the small entrance area into a large courtyard. Facing you, you observe great brass decorated doors across the courtyard and past the entrance to what looks like a family crypt. There are also 2 doors to the west of you and a door just around the corner which opens into a southern part of the main building. So will you head for the brass doors to the north, open the door in the south, open the upper west door, open the lower west door, or head for the crypt?
Well, I like to live dangerously, so let's head for the crypt.
Okie dokie, here we go. Oh, look at it. You can't really see it that great, but oh, look at it. Oh, scary. Okay.
Ooh.
So, the crypt has a stone entrance with steps leading down. Hideous gargoyle heads with fiendish grins stare balefully down at you, and the heavy iron railing gates are firmly locked behind you. Are firmly locked. Behind you, you hear snarls somewhere behind the doors to the west and decide not to investigate these. But will you try to force the gates to the crypt, open the southern door in the courtyard if you've not already done so, or head for the brass doors in the north?
Let's try and get into the crypt.
The gates are made of solid, inch-thick iron bars. You cannot open them. Roll 1 die and add 2. If the total is less than or equal to your faith, turn to 192. If it's greater, turn to 243. So roll 1 die, please. Add the 2. That's 7. So it's greater than your faith. You abandon your attempt to get into the crypt. You see a flare of light from under the brass doors to the north. You could either investigate these doors or run to the south door and open that if you haven't already done so.
Feel like the language is trying to push me towards the southern door, but I'm a little curious, so let's go to the north.
So the brass doors.
Yeah.
Okay. You push open the brass doors and walk into a well-lit entrance hall which is deserted. Floor mosaics and wall hangings of plain black and red give the chamber a somber appearance, and for a moment you think you heard a faint moaning sound. Probably. There are 3 exits from the hall. Will you leave through the north door, the corridor to the east, or the door to the west?
Oh, I do like my western things. Yeah, let's go to the west.
You open the door into a dusty cobwebbed storage chamber that is full of lumber. If you search here, you could possibly be surprised by someone entering the main hall. So will you search this storage room, leave here and open the door to the north, or leave here and follow the east passage?
Yeah, let's have a little rummage. Let's search the storage room.
Roll 2 dice. If the total is less than or equal to your skill, turn to 156. If it's greater than your skill, turn to 214. So you've got to get 9 or below. Or you know, if it's 9 or below, we're going one way. If it's above 9, we're going another. So 2 dice, please. There we go. It's less than.
Cool.
You make a lucky find in the middle of all the junk. A crystal vial with silver filigree banding worth 4 gold pieces. You return to the entrance hall, and here you can open the door to the north or take the east passage. So first of all, I'll get your adventure sheet back up. And we'll add the vial, which is worth 4 gold.
Nice.
Okie dokie, there we go. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. And we'll just say hello to Lavistro, who's in the chat right now, saying, like the stream. Yes. Do all those things. Do all that stuff. Where's it gone?
Yeah.
Come back here. Yes. Do those things. All the things with the stuff. Get a thumb. Shove it right up on in there.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice. So, you make a lucky find, gold pieces, you return to the entrance hall, and here you can either open the door to the north or take the east passage.
Let's keep going north.
You push open the north door in the entrance hall and see a brightly lit corridor stretching out before you. The floor is tiled and there are small watercoloured paintings hung on the walls. Before you there is a door on the east wall, and further along one on the west wall. Between the two there is a side passage to the east. There is also a door facing you at the north end of the corridor. So will you open the north door, open the east door, open the west door, or go down the eastern side passage?
Ooh, I do like creepy passages. Let's go down the side passage.
Last passage I went down, I had to blow the cobwebs out of it.
Yeah. Had to blow the chunks off. God damn.
After progressing some 10 feet, you come level with a door on the north side of the passage. Then the dimly lit, tiled corridor continues to a door at the end. So will you open the north door or the door further along? So you're heading east down a corridor. You can either open the door that's straight ahead of you further along, or the one that's to the right of you, which is facing north, or going north.
Let's open the door that's most immediately close to me, because for some reason I feel like that's going to be like a janitor's closet or something.
Okay then. Oh, well, you know when you're on the right track when you get a big paragraph.
Yeah.
You open the door and enter a shrine of some kind. The room is unlit and you need a light source to see by. You've got a lantern. There are white and yellow cloths on the tables. Wall hangings decorating the room. Small stools and a writing table. There is also a book lying on a chair which attracts your attention, so you pick it up. It is a history of the lives of some famous holy men and their healers, and it has a signature on the flyleaf, that of Gunther Heydrich. You can take this book with you if you wish. If you do, add the Book of Healers to your possessions. There is a spy hole on the east wall and you stand on a stool and look through it. Beyond, you can see a bare chamber with a pair of zombies standing motionless, on guard, holding fearsome halberds. Behind them is a half-open door leading into a bare chamber with stone steps going up. There doesn't seem to be any way of getting into the zombie chamber from here, so you leave and head for the door at the end of the eastern passage. So would you like to take that Book of Healers?
Well, first off, I'd have to say this is a little bit of a freaky janitor. And secondly, yeah, we'll take the book.
A freaky janitor who steals books and hangs out in a broom closet that's made out to be a shrine. Right, okay, so treasure. What was it? Book of Healers. There we go. Book of Healers.
Healers.
Alright. It's Davey verse saying. Last one where's it gone? Last one I visited, had to bring my own weed whacker. Yeah, it do be like that sometimes. Abe, don't die like I did right at the beginning. That's right, because Comics Dad shares the the quickest death with Smoo now.
Yeah, the joint honor with Smoo. Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the chat, Comics Dad. It's good to see you. Yep. Welcome. Good to see you back. And we'll have to get you back on the show sometime soon.
Yeah, try and get him to survive, more than 3 pages.
Well, when I did the City of Thieves, I survived all the way through to the end. In fact, I won.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
Not salty
The
at all.
DM survives. The DM is the only one who's ever survived these games. How strange.
Look, no offense, right? But while I did know the best way through the book, I still had challenges that I had to just go by, and those dice rolls were very, very, very good to me.
Yeah.
RNG was on my side.
They were very good to you.
Are you stroking your beard right now? Are you doing that? Chinny Recon.
Mate, my beard is huge and I don't have enough beard.
Anyway, you're going to go through the Eastern Side Passage.
Cool.
You see that there is a plaque on the door with the inscription Dr. Karl Adenauer. That's it, yeah. Dr. Karl Adenauer. You knock politely, and a wavering but sharp voice answers, "Come." I'm gonna come.
Yeah, it was you shout back through the door. No, I'm actually okay for now. I'll just get a Coke or a Fanta or something.
He's standing behind a bar. He's like, yeah, come? No, it's too early for me.
He's like, that's a bit thick. I'm good.
I'm just joking. It's just a fridge milkshake.
That's what he'll say. We've all been gotten like that before.
For those of you in the chat who don't know what fridge is, it's like a type of milkshake, but it's like super thick. It's like cream, but it's not cream. I don't know what it is.
It's not cream, people.
It's not cream.
No.
Anyway, you step in and see a grey-haired, middle-aged man in robes sitting at a desk, covered with papers neatly stacked up in piles. The room is chock full of books and papers, and the man peers at you over a crystal ball mounted on a dragon's foot, which stands on his desk. "Dr. Adenauer, young man," he says, rather needlessly. "Sage in the employ of Count Rainier Heydrich. Wretched man, never gives me enough money for my research. These important books cost a fortune." And he indicates a wall full of bookcases with a sweep of his hand. He looks grumpy, but he isn't hostile. At least he doesn't seem to be. So will you attack him, talk to him, or leave and return to the corridor? Just slowly back out. So keep your calm.
No, you'd be like, "Come," and I'd be like, "Yes, I'm Mr. Come. How did you know?"
Come now.
I shall.
Takes me at least 38 seconds.
Oh, minimum. Yeah. Although these days, probably less. God damn.
Yeah.
Let's have a little. Let's have a little chat with him. Let's talk to him.
You are wondering what to say, but the sage talks freely of his own accord. Mostly he goes on about how mean the Count is and how he, the sage, needs more money for books. You realise that you're going to have to pay for information, and it isn't going to come cheap. While you are wondering how much to offer and how to do this politely, the sage suddenly announces, "Of course, for a goodly sum of in gold, I could get you into the library. Who knows what you might find in there? You can ask the sage about various matters."
Does that say
but
what you might not find in there? I mean, I could not find anything anywhere. That's free. It wouldn't cost me gold at all.
maybe that's a typo. Who knows what you might not find in there? Yeah. Doesn't make sense, does it, grammatically?
No.
Anyway, you can ask the sage about various matters, but you'll have to pay him for each answer you get. He will accept gold pieces or any treasure items of equal value. You can choose what you want to ask about from the list below, but you must pay for each answer that you get. The sage demands payment in advance, and he doesn't haggle. For each question, you will be referred to the paragraph with his answer, and then referred back to this paragraph. So you can ask about getting into the light. Well, you don't have 6 gold pieces. In fact,
No, and even if I were to exchange my treasure for gold pieces, I still don't think I'd go for any of these.
Okay. Well, you've got getting into the library, where the count can be found, relatives of the count in the castle, Natasha, the missing village girl, what's in the crypt, or any afflictions you have which you don't. So, are you going to ask about any of these things?
No, I'm going to be a complete dickhead and tell him to piss off.
After you've finished paying for information and reduced the amount of your treasure accordingly, you leave the sage to his musty old books and manuscripts. If the sage has given you an item, you follow his directions. Now, that should tell you that perhaps, maybe, maybe you could think about
But
maybe
can I
something.
exchange my treasure for these things? Do I get change? That's what I want to know.
Well, you've got 4 gold. So getting into the library isn't necessarily a thing that you can do right at this very moment. However, if there's anyone in the chat who wants to, I don't know, say, send a donation through the stream elements link in the description below, they could maybe, send you $1 or $2, and then you get
$1.
you get the accorded amount. Basically, you either get provisions
$1
or
to
gold.
make me a res homosexual.
So, £1 donation gives 1 provision or 2 gold. A £2 donation gives no, that's not right. Yeah, so every £1 donation gives 1 provision or 2 gold. Or if you donate £5, there's an adventurer's care package, and with that you could get 2 of either 4 gold or 2 provisions. Oh, hang on. You didn't start with a potion this time, did you?
Don't believe so.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me go back. Oh, who was that?
A $5?
A £5 tip from an anonymous donor. I wonder who that was. Speak your name in the chat, whoever you are. They say, here's a big chest for you. Ah, was it Davyverse? It usually is.
Yeah.
It was Davyverse. Thank you so much, Davyverse, for the £5 donation there. We really appreciate your support. And so, as per the donation value, you can have either the Adventurer's Care package, or you can have a reroll. So the Adventurer's Care package, it gives you 2 of either 4 gold or 2 provisions, or it will grant you a potion of choice and either 4 gold or 2 provisions. So it's either you can have 2 of the gold and provisions and you get 4 gold and 2 provisions, right? Or you can have a potion and you can have 4 gold and 2 provisions. Or alternatively, you can have a re-roll. But I think the reason why he was going for this, why he's donated, was to give you a little bit of gold. I might be wrong.
Yeah, well, I want the gold either way.
Well, you could get a total of 8 gold right now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's go down that route if we can.
So you want to take 2 of the 4 gold?
Whatever the maximum amount of gold that'll get me, I'll go with that option.
Excellent. Right, so you have a vial worth 4 gold already, but now you have gold of 8. You've got 8 pieces of gold plus whatever treasure you have. So
is that gold in addition to the thing that I have that is worth 4 gold?
That's correct. So you have 12
Sweet.
Gold.
Dripping.
Essentially.
Yeah, can I spend it all on gold chains? Just so I can
with
just
a big clock.
sneak around this place. Yeah. So I can sneak around this place and show people off all the drip I've got on. And they're like, are you trying to get noticed? I'm like, hell yes. Why do you think I'd walk in this place with all this shit on?
It's for meth or nothing.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, once again, thank you so much, Davey Verse, for the donation.
Cheers, Davey.
We really appreciate your support to the channel. And so you've taken the gold. So now you can either buy some of this man's information, or you don't have to. But getting into the library will cost you 6 pieces. Where can the Count be found will cost you 3. Relatives of the Count in the castle will cost you 3. Talking about Natasha will cost you 2. What's in the crypt will cost you 2. And any afflictions which you have will cost you 2, but you don't need to worry about that one.
Well, the mission is primarily to save the girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's ask about that first.
Well, there he is, sitting in his chair with his glasses on. Looks almost as sexy as me.
Almost.
Yeah. The sage ponders. Ah, yes. A young woman was dragged in recently, and the Count had taken her down to the crypt. He keeps people prisoner down there, and then drinks their blood, or hands them over to Katrina. Funny creature, Katrina. She can be very charming at times. He looks almost fond at the thought of Katrina.
Fuck me. And the crypt was like the first place I went to as well. Damn it.
So that was worth 2, so I'm taking 2 off your gold. You now have 6 plus the 4. So, is there anything else that you'd like to ask? Maybe getting into the library or something else?
Well, I think something like where the Count is or the relatives and all of that, it's kind of... It might be a bit moot, because if I encounter them, I encounter them. So... I'm curious about this library, though.
Yeah, I would be.
Yeah, let's find out about that.
Okay. The sage whips out a silver key from a waistcoat pocket after taking your fee. You notice that the key has the number 378 engraved on it. That'll get you in, he says. Back down the corridor to the west, turn right, open the north door with this. So, back down the corridor to the west, turn right and open the north door with this. Okay. So let's just put this on your adventure sheet. You got a silver key with 378 on it. Alright. Oh, and we'll update your gold.
Yeah, update the gold.
Now you have 0 gold!
Oh no!
Not again. I'm poor. Apart from this one treasure.
Terrible.
Terrible. Is that the voice that Svetlana should have?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Terrible. You pay this man his
Welcome
money.
to Soviet village. We all die. They're vampires. That's what they sound like the and then dead. Yet, very bad.
Okay. So, if the sage has given you an item, you follow his directions. Turn to 332. Okay, let's go there.
Cool.
This door has a small silvered lock. Do you have the silver key? If you have, turn to the paragraph whose number is the same as the number on the key. What number was it? It says 378. We'll go there in just a second. 378. If you haven't, you can't open this door. Yada yada, blah de blah. Okay, so we're going to 378. Okay. You enter a library lit by a golden globe of soft magical light hanging in the air. There are hundreds of books on the bookshelves, but one particular shelf is full of works concerned with the history of Mortvania and the Heydrich family, and you look quickly through some of them. You read of the time when Siegfried was count and the land flourished, until Siegfried disappeared mysteriously and Rainier became count. Since that time, misery and fear have been the people's lot. It seems that many Heydriches have been cruel and despotic tyrants. Of Rainier's great-great-grandfather, Eckhart, you read a small text which states that the folk say he is a vampire. The folks say he is a vampire. Pay this vampire his money. On the frontispiece is written in elegant sloping writing, and now I have attained that blessed state. Since Rainier Heydrich's signature is on the flyleaf, you know what this means. Just as you feel that you have spent too much time here, you come across a small, untitled book with many illustrations of weapons. One page, page 188, has a slight magical glow which draws you to it. This leaf of the book is a beautiful, illuminated etching of a sword, covered in the runes and held by a powerful, muscular bronzed arm. You take this book and the book of sword. You take this book, add the book of swords to your possessions, and make a note of the number of the magical page. Okay, so the book of swords.
Okay.
Book of swords.
Nice.
And it's 188.
Oh, damn. At this rate, I'm going to be carrying around the library with me.
We can only hope. Right. Oh, Grizzled Entertainment's here. Let's just say a quick hello to him. That's not him. That's him. Hello.
Hey, Grizzled. What's going on?
Good to see you, mate. Thanks for joining us here. Some count gonna win soon, even if it's Abe via pay to win. We will do it.
Mm-hmm. One day. One day.
One day.
We can live in hope. One night. One night.
Ooh.
One night in
voice.
Jack's land.
When he touched me.
That was the best part.
That is the best part. Stick out one bony finger and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
The show is over.
That's the
It's
one.
because it's covered in chloroform.
Why do you stick it up the butt then?
It works quicker through mucosal membranes.
Yeah. Yeah, it numbs the arse sufficiently as well.
Yes. Anyway, enough of my escapades. Right, so it was 188, wasn't it? Yeah, I've wrote that down. Anyway, making a note of the magical page. Now you leave in search of, and you search in the eastern side passage for the stairs which will lead you to the floor above. Okay. After careful searching, you find a secret door in the passage in the north wall. Some 10 feet from the door, at the end of the passage, you open it and enter a bare chamber with a half-open door in the east wall. Standing guard here are 2 zombies bearing pole arms. Your faith will not Your faith will not protect you against these mindless but thoroughly trained guards. Fight the zombies one at a time in the doorway. Okay, so it's your first battle of the game.
Okay.
So here we go. You've got 2 zombies to get through. Your first zombie friend has a skill of 6 and a stamina of 6.
Okay.
So, I guess now is the best time to start. So, if you would please roll 2d6 to start the attack round. 2d6 for the enemy. You see, that's not a bad roll.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
A 3 and a 1 gives them 10. And 2 for yourself. A 3 and a 4 gives you 16. Nice, you've won the attack round.
Not terrible. Sweet.
Okie dokie. Would you like to test your luck at all? If you're lucky, you'll bring their stamina down by another 2.
No.
Okay, 2d6 for the enemy, please. Nice.
Nice.
A 1 and a 2 gives them 9. And 2 for yourself, please.
Oh.
Nice. 5 and a 4 gives you 18. Which brings their stamina down to 2. Would you like to test your luck?
Nope.
Okay, then 2d6 for the enemy, please.
Oh, gits.
It wasn't going to be smooth sailing the whole way.
No.
That gives them 18 anyway, and 2 for yourself, please. 5 and a 2 gives you 16. You lost that attack round, which means that we'll reduce your stamina. Oh, do you know what? I've done those the wrong way. So that's 16 and then 14, but you've actually just lost 2, so you're now at 12. Anyway, there we go. Do you want to test your luck and try and get back some of that stamina, or do you want to just try and defeat it now on the next round?
Yeah, let's test my luck, actually.
Okie dokie, 2d6, you've got to get 9 or below.
Okay.
You did get 9 or below. So you've got 8 luck now, and we'll return 1 of your stamina points. So,
Sweet.
2d6 for the enemy, please. Two and a 3 gives them 11. No, not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
And 2 for yourself. 3 and a 4 gives you 16. You've won the attack round. Good work. That means you've defeated that enemy.
Nice.
And so the next one has a skill of 7 and a stamina of 6.
Okay.
Okay then, so next attack round. 2d6 for the enemy, please. A 3 and a 3 gives them 13.
Okay.
And then 2 for yourself, please.
Nice.
5 and a 4 gives you 18. That gives them a stamina of 4. Test your luck or carry on?
No, carry on.
2d6 for the enemy, please.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, that gives them 18. And 2 for yourself, please.
Oh, balls.
That gives you 12, I'm afraid. Which means they win the attack round and will bring your stamina down to 11. Would you like to test your luck or carry on?
No, carry on.
2d6 for the enemy then, please. 6 and a 1 gives them 14. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
And 2 for yourself, please. 4 and a 1 gives you 14. You've parried blows, no harm, no foul. Next attack round, 2d6 for the enemy, please.
Oh.
Something nice and high, 2 6s perhaps.
Come on. Come on. When does that faith come into play? God damn it. Oh, there's some old bullshit.
Well, that gives you 15, which means they win that attack round. So we'll bring your stamina down to 9. Do you want to test your luck or carry on?
No, we'll carry on.
Okie dokie, 2d6 for the enemy, please. That's better.
Okay. Okay.
It gives them 12. And 2 for yourself, please. A 4 and a 2 gives you 15. You've won that attack round.
Nice.
Just to let you know, if you test your luck and you're lucky, you'll kill them outright.
Okay, yeah, let's give it a go.
You got to get 8 or below on 2d6.
Okay.
You did it.
Nice. Nice.
But just by the skin of your teeth, chummy old pal. But that's it. Well done. You did it. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
You won against those terrible zombies, the zombies. So
yeah,
well done.
Yeah, balls to these supposedly highly trained zombies. A
With
wonderful
their
oxymoron. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they may be well trained, but they're zombies. They're just standing there doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so before we continue on, you've got a current stamina of 9. So in order to bring you to your initial, you would need to eat 2 provisions.
I'll eat 1 for now.
Okie dokie. So that'll bring you up to 13. There we go.
I'll do.
Lovely stuff. Let's crack on then. If you win, of course you won. It's
Nailed it.
Nailed it to the wall.
Yeah, I don't die until at least 2 hours in.
I'm not supposed to die yet.
I know how this movie ends. I've seen it several times now.
You search the zombies, but they have nothing of value. You pass through the half-open door in the east wall and enter another bare chamber. Here there is a flight of stone steps leading up, and the walls are lit with torches on sconces. You climb the steps, and when you get to the top, you are standing under a shaft of moonlight from a tiny circular window high on the north wall. If you have the lycanthropy affliction, turn to 297, which you don't. If you have the major lycanthropy affliction, turn to 204, which you don't. So you have neither, turn to 154.
My doctor has in fact cleared me of lycanthropy.
Lycanthropy free since 2003.
Indeed. Yes.
Excellent. I got there in the end. It's these new teeth. That's what it is.
What? You fucking picked up Judi Dench's teeth. Get your own back. Fuck's sake.
These are so comfortable, though.
I know. It's that old granny sort of gum shape. Perfect.
They taste like humbugs.
Yeah, and
and Murray
about
mints.
100 years worth of penis.
Do you not think she takes them out?
Oh, for a gummy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a gummy bear.
Yeah. Don't underestimate those gummy blowies.
Why do you think I wanted at least one night? One night. Ooh.
One night. Ooh.
One night with Judy where she gums me.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, there are two doors in this bare chamber, so you decide to open one of them. Will it be... Hang on, is this right? Yeah. Let's just double check. Yeah, we went to 154. Okay. Yeah, there are two doors in this bare chamber, so you decide to open one of them. Will it be the door in the south corner of the west wall, or the silver-handled door in the middle of the south wall?
I think I might ask the audience if
Ooh,
I could.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
Okay. Right then. Well, boys and girls in the chat, Abe has decided to utilize one of his lifelines, which is ask the audience. So I'm going to put a poll in the chat right now and ask you to fill out what you think he should do. So, start a poll. And the question is West Wall or South Wall? Okay, so the poll is starting now. Get your votes in. So, will it be the door in the south corner of the west wall, or the silver-handled door in the middle of the south wall? There are two doors in this bare chamber, so you decide to open one of them. The door in the south corner of the west wall, or the silver-handled door in the middle of the south wall. And I'm going to give you a little bit more time to do that.
I think Davey's got the right idea. Head to the Winchester.
Yes, wait for all of this to blow over.
Hell yeah.
Did someone say boobies? Oh, zombies. My bad. Well, we do often say boobies. Rob Zombie's solo music for me. Yeah, I mean, White Zombie. Fantastic. Used to love them. Oh, that's a good question though. White Zombie or Rob Zombie on his own? The ultimate question. Also, Rob Zombie the musician or Rob Zombie the director?
Yeah. I mean, Rob Zombie's quite an eclectic bloke. Like, just, well, not only in terms of, like, the music he's produced, but his films are pretty out there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to end the poll. And the results are 75% of the chat think that you should go through the west wall, and 25 think you should go through the south wall.
Okay, well, I know that they're historically absolutely terrible for giving advice, but I'm going to follow it.
Okay, then. So it's the silvered handle in the... No? The...
No.
What was the result?
The door in the south corner of the west wall, or the silver handle in the middle of the
So
south.
it was the west wall. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
God damn you. Okay, so 294. Here we go, then. Opening the west door, you see a corridor stretching out towards the west before you. It's well lit, and a thick piled crimson carpet runs along the centre of the tiled floor. There is a door close by you on the north wall, and another a little further along. You can also see that there is a door facing you at the end of the corridor, and that the corridor also runs south at that point. So will you close this door and open the south one on the landing if you haven't done so before? Open the north door closest to you, open the second north door, or open the west door facing you, or follow the corridor round to the south?
Open the north door closest to me.
You open the door and trigger a magical trap. There is a searing flash of light and heat. Lose 4 stamina points. You are partially blinded and can barely see into the darkened room beyond. However, you can just make out a shape of a 4-armed skeletal figure with glowing green eye sockets, armed with a scythe bearing down upon you. You can either fight it, weakened as you are, or try to shut the door and flee. Now, before you choose, you do have another lifeline where you can backtrack and go to the previous paragraph and choose something different.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe just shutting the door and going, man, that was a bad choice, might also achieve the same goal.
It might, but it does say, or try to shut the door and flee.
God damn it. What? Do I have any weapons on me?
Yes, you have a sword.
And it's not special in any way.
Not at the moment.
And this thing has 4 arms.
And glowing green eyes.
And a scythe.
And a scythe. And he's bearing down upon you.
Yeah, let's undo this.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's using another one of his lifelines chat, so I've marked that on his adventure sheet there. Just for posterity, I'll show you there. It's marked. So you're going back to the previous chapter.
I normally own up to all of my actions and everything I've ever said, but yeah, I ain't going near that shit.
So the last time you opened... Oh, fuck. You opened the north door closest to you.
Yeah.
Would you like to try that option again? No, so you can either close this door and open the south one on the landing, if you haven't already done so. Or you can open the second north door, open the west-facing door, or follow the corridor round to the south.
I just want to open a north door. Let's go to the second north door and open that one up.
Well, you haven't got to backtrack anymore.
I know.
You open the door and peer into a large, dark room. You take a torch from the corridor to light a lamp in here and then look around. On a block of black marble draped with black crimson silk sheets is a dark wood coffin. Your heart beats rapidly as you advance upon it, but the menace is not within it. It's around you. Thickening and swirling in the air is a rosy, smoky mist which advances upon you with semi-solid tentacles, trying to strangle you. You cannot see to escape, so you must fight this weird entity. Do you have a magical sword? Nope. So we'll turn to 245. Oh no! Your weapon is useless against the enveloping, choking mist. The tentacles wrap around you and smother the life out of you before you could even deal with the first of the Count's coffins.
Oh, come on. Couldn't you at least just sort of say to it, I'm Japanese. I'm into this.
Exquisite harder.
Exquisite. Very nice.
Fucking hell, Abe.
Oh, no, some people, right? Oh.
Some people's kids, eh?
Yeah. Balls to them.
Right. Well, that's it. That's you dead and done for that first round. But at least you know where you're going now. So we'll take you back to the beginning, and we're going to re-roll your stats.
Then I can fuck everything up in a completely unique way this time. Let's do this shit.
But at least you get your lifelines back.
Sweet.
We'll have to remove the silver key, the book of swords, the book of healers, and that file. But you get your provisions back. You've now got 10 provisions again.
Sweet.
So, first of all, before we carry on with the rolling of the stats, yes, Grizzled, hentai.
Definitely.
He did not do eat. He did not. Yes, Atom. Rip. It's good to see you, Atom Grey. Go west, young Abe. Well,
I would have if there was the option, yes.
That would have been useful information earlier, Atom, had he not already gone.
I always go west, whenever I can.
It was Dexter Deathster, yes. 4 arms, I'm guessing the skeleton is never lonely. That explains the olive oil jar behind it and the box of tissues. Absolutely. Yes,
yeah, it doesn't explain
my skeleton.
Doesn't explain the salt lamps, though. God damn.
Well, let me just put it into perspective. It's my skeleton, and the second pair of arms I stole off Greg's skeleton, and that's why there's all the salt lamps.
Yeah, and they were loaded with salt lamps when he stole them.
Yes.
Yeah,
anyway,
sounds legit, yeah.
You could believe it, right?
I do.
Okie dokie. So we're going to roll for your stats again. So 1d6, please, for your initial skill. 5 plus 6. That gives you 11. Nice.
Not bad.
And 2d6 for your stamina, please. Nice.
Oh.
You got 22.
Holy shit.
Yep. And then 1d6 for your luck. 4 plus 6 is 10.
Not bad. Not bad.
And one final d6, please.
Oh,
nice.
Oh. Fucking hell, I just got superpowers.
You did. Maybe this was for the best.
Holy shit. These are the best rolls I think I've ever had. And watch me now die within the first 3 pages. Fucking hell.
I'm just having a quick look to see if you have any potions in this one. Because you do have afflictions that happen.
Yeah.
And spells. Sometimes you might get a spell. But no, it doesn't look like you start with any gold. And you don't get any potions.
Oh,
no.
Damn.
Sorry, mate.
Start out totally broke.
Yep. Skid row, mate. Right, well, we've rolled all your stats. It's time to get back into it. So we've been through the background. We've spoken to Svetlana. You're now back in the tavern, and you have followed the beckoning figure outside into the swirling mists, leaps up into the driver's seat of the black coach, and the carriage door swings open. The steeds prance expectantly, and their breath is steaming in the cold air. So, will you attack the headless horseman, get in the coach, or ignore the coach and ask a local person how to get to the castle? Last time you got in the coach.
I think I might just be an ignorant bastard this time and just completely ignore the coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
148. So, that's the image. You can see it. Not that great. But nevertheless, people are eager to tell you how to get to the castle. They warn you that the road the carriage travels on is very unsafe. Only that ghostly vehicle can traverse it safely. They point out that there is a trail heading northeast through the forest, and that it leads to the castle. If you are lucky, you may avoid the forest's wild animals. There is a forester's cottage along the way where you could rest and sleep. You'll have to cross the river though, and the one-armed man in the tavern gives you 2 gold pieces for the fee for the ferryman that the ferryman will ask of you. You set off along the trail, and soon you find yourself enveloped in the forest. The branches of the trees seem to be twisted and contorted into grotesque shapes, and in the distance, owls hoot over. Jesus Christ! And in the distance, owls hoot, and wolves howl. Fucking hell! I got there.
Rootsman, there's a moose loose about this house. Nobody is going to be getting any of these British references.
No one gets that unless they're British. I love wine gums though.
Totally.
Anyway, the forest floor is bare and of plant cover, and your boots crunch on the gravelly earth. It grows lighter. Perhaps dawn is approaching, and then an arrow whistles past your ear and embeds itself in a tree trunk. In the gloom to your left, you see a large bear lumbering towards you, and to one side, a slim figure is knocking another arrow to a longbow and is ready to fire at you. So will you attack the archer, attack the bear, try to parley with the figure, whoever it is, or make a run for it and get away? Well, first of all, Let me just add those 2 pieces of gold to your adventure sheet.
Dankeschön.
Okay, so attack the archer, attack the bear, parley, or run.
I'm gonna scream parley.
Okay. You cry out that you mean them no harm, but the woman has already loosed off an arrow which strikes you. Lose 2 stamina points. Lowering her bow, she gestures to the bear, which growls but doesn't attack you. She walks over, apologizing, and explains that she is a forest ranger whose job it is to protect the woods, and she did not expect anyone going about alone at night to be up to any good. She binds the flesh wound the arrow made. Valdereese, is it Valdereese? Valderie, Valderar, Valderess? The ranger is a friendly...
We're in danger of getting into another deep cut British reference there. You gotta be careful.
The ranger is a friendly and helpful person. You tell her of your quest to rescue Natasha from the clutches of Count Heydrich. At this, she looks very serious. The Count... Hang on. Could this be Dame Judi Dench? The Count is a very evil man. Fierce wolves and flocks of bats infest the land around his castle.
Maybe.
And the local folk say he steals away young women to be his slaves or worse. But it wasn't always like that. His brother, Siegfried, who was a count before him, now he was a decent good man. But she breaks off at the sound of a peal of thunder as heavy rain begins to splatter down through the bare trees. Through the bare tree branches overhead. Come on, let's get you to the ferry. You set off with her towards the river, and on the way she gives you some food to help you on your journey and add 2 meals to your provisions. So, nice. She took away 2 stamina points, but she gave you 2 meals. So, it was worth it. So, I'm taking your current stamina down to 20, but I'm adding your 2 provisions, so now you have 12.
Sweet.
And turn to 13. Oh, it's Tomby. As you approach, a small wizened gnome scuttles out of his hut into the grey light of dawn and sidles?
Sidles.
Sidles.
Yeah.
And sidles up to you, grinning rather maliciously. He demands 2 gold pieces for ferrying you across in his boat, but he adds that you can stay and sleep in his hut if you wish, and you are very tired. If Veldores, the ranger, is with you, turn to 64. Okay. Veldores lifts up the gnome by his jerkin and holds him up to speak to him. Yeah, he's jerking.
God damn.
Veldores is jerking him off and holds him up to speak to him face to face. Get my friend across the river, Snivel, free of charge. You owe me a favour for keeping those wolves away from you last week. Turning to you, she murmurs that Snivel is not the kind of gnome whose offer of hospitality you should accept. There is a forester's hut further along the trail, and you will be able to find rest there in safety. She puts the gnome down, and he fawns and toadies to you. You clamber into his boat, and he mutters some words which you don't make out. The boat moves straight out against the current, into the middle of the river. Valdereese waves goodbye to you, and you step out safely onto the opposite bank. Well, that was nice.
I bet you one of those words that he mumbled was an N-word.
He seems like the type, doesn't he? Anyway, you set off along the trail on the far bank of the river and walk on through the slight mist. There is no birdsong and little sign of life. This silence is almost unnerving. After some hours, you come upon a small stone cottage nestling in a clearing. A thin stream of blue wood smoke drifts lazily upward from the chimney. Looking cautiously through the half-open door, you see a man inside, sitting dozing before a stove. He is dressed in brown and grey leathers, and there is a long curved knife in his hands. You see little else from where you are, although you can smell something good cooking in there. If you did not sleep at the gnome's hut, you are getting very tired now, and you must sleep here. You could attack the man, hoping to achieve surprise, or go in and talk with him. If you did sleep at the gnome's hut, well, you don't need to worry about that because you didn't. So, you could attack him, or go in and talk with him.
Nah, let's have a chat.
You cough, and the man, having woken, looks up nervously at you. He offers bread and some hot soup from a pan by the fire. This will restore 4 lost stamina points, and tells you who he is and what he's doing here. The forester, Barandran, that's right, yeah, that's what I'm sticking to, Barandran, says that he was once a warrior, but that he tired of battle and bloodshed. Now he prefers to live alone at peace with the creatures of the forest. Now, however, they have mostly disappeared, and this saddens and worries him. He's sure that it is the evil from Castle Heydrich that is frightening them away. You feel confident that you can tell him about your quest. He commends you on your bravery and says that he may be able to help you a little. He knows that there is at least one good man in the castle who might be helpful. Lothar, the castellan of the castle, used to be friendly with Barandaran. What voice should I do for him now?
I'm thinking maybe Cornish.
But I've not seen him in some months. I don't even know if he still lives. Perhaps he too has fallen under the Count's fee, or been done away with, but if you meet him, he may be able to help you.
Nice. Well done.
Barandaran also gives you a gift. A string of cloves of garlic which he gets from a small herb garden at the back of his cottage. At his urging, you place this around your neck. Add garlic to your possessions. Barandaran offers you a safe place to stay. If you didn't sleep at the gnome's hut, you must sleep here. Recover 4 lost stamina points. Whether or not you sleep here, you resume your journey in the afternoon. Okay, so that's like 8 stamina points you've had returned to you now. But you've only lost 2 anyway. But you're going back up to 22. There we go. And the garlic. There we are. Lovely. Just take a quick look at see what people are saying in chat. A wild YouTuber appears. Yes. Is that you? That's you. Yeah, it's him. I bet that gnome looks over his shoulder before he tells a joke. I don't. I just come out and say it. Nintendo. That was the word you were thinking of. My Nigels. My gingers.
Yep.
It's an anagram, you see. Anyway. You head on into the afternoon, into the darkening evening, until finally you see a castle on top of a steep hill. Roll 2 dice. If the total is less than or equal than your skill score, turn to 362. If it's greater than your skill, turn to 277. Well, the only way that it's going to be greater than your skill is if you roll 2 6s. So,
yeah.
Roll 2d6, please. There we are. Nope. Lovely.
There we go.
You walk along as far as the base of a narrow trail which leads up a steep incline, and you suddenly walk out of the fog into a completely clear area. Starkly illuminated by the three-quarter moon stands the brooding Castle Heydrich. So we've been to this one before. Last time you walked around the outside to see what you could make of the place. You can walk up and enter the half-open front gates, or walk around the outside.
Let's just go through the gates, I think.
Okie dokie, so you're in the courtyard. You can either head for the brass doors to the north, open the door in the south, open the upper west door, open the lower west door, or head for the crypt.
I'm going to go for the crypt again.
Crypto mining. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, would you like to try to force the gates of the crypt?
Yep, let's force them bitches open. Let's do this.
Okay. The gates are made of solid inch-thick iron bars. Roll 1 die and add 2. If the total is less than or equal to your faith, turn to 192. If it's greater than your faith, turn to 243. So 1d6, please. 2 plus 2 is 4. That's far less than 9, so turn to 192. Your efforts to penetrate the crypt don't go unnoticed. Drifting up the steps comes a tiny dwarf-like spectral figure, black and almost featureless. You can sense the chilling evil in the atmosphere which cloaks it. Its tiny black claws reach out for you. Will you fight the shadow, run to the south doors if you've not done so already, or run to the northernly brass doors?
I'm kind of feeling like Billy Brass Bollocks with my stats at the moment, so let's fight it.
Do you have a magic sword? No. So, turn to 340. You can't fight the shadow without a magical weapon. You run for the brass doors to the north. The shadow strikes at you once in the back. Lose 2 stamina points, but it doesn't follow. Okay. So you're back down to 20 stamina again.
No worries.
And we turn to 2. You push open the brass doors. You're in the entrance hall again. Wall hangings of plain black and red, yada yada. Would you like to go to the door in the north, the corridor to the east, or the door to the west?
Let's go to the corridor in the east.
Along the eastern passageway, there is a door to the north and a passageway that turns south just beyond it. There is another door facing you at the junction of the east and south corridors. Will you open the north door, open the door facing you, or follow the corridor round to the south?
I think this time round I'm going to follow it round to the south.
Looking down the corridor, you see that there are doors opposite each other on the west and east sides of the hallway halfway down, and then another door on the east side right at the end. So will you open the first east door, open the east door at the end of the corridor, or open the west door?
Let's open the first one.
You enter a large room filled with all sorts of strange equipment. Tables, charts showing the planets and the heavens, varieties of herbs, rock formations, and lots else besides. This is strewn over benches and desks pinned to the walls and even scattered over the floors. Sitting at one desk is a white-haired, tall, thin man with pince-nez glasses perched precariously on his beaked nose. He's poring over some intricate diagrams and muttering to himself. He looks up at you and he says, pleased to meet you, I suppose. I'm Karl-Heinz well, that should be more of a German thing, shouldn't it? It's like, he looks up at you and says,
yeah.
Pleased to meet you, I suppose. I am Karl-Heinz Matthias, alchemist in residence. Something I can do for you? He appears unarmed and looks like a kindly old man. He looks back at his work, clearly not interested in you, so will you attack him, engage him in conversation, or leave through the door in the west wall of this room?
Well, I do like to talk to people, so let's have another chat.
The alchemist says little, although he does tell you that he's employed by Katrina, the Count's sister, to prepare potions and powders which enable her to keep her youthful appearance, together with another treatment which Karl-Heinz seems deliberately to avoid mentioning. Katrina looks very young for a woman of 76, he mutters laconically. You can't really ask about the Count and how to kill him, because Karl might tell someone what you're up to. And there's little else you can get out of him, but he could be helpful to you if you have the major lycanthropy affliction. Fucking hell, I'll get that right one day. You don't have it anyway, so you're just going to leave it.
Yeah.
Back in the corridor, you can open a door on the west side opposite the alchemist's room if you haven't done so before, or go to the far southern end of the passage and open the door there.
Yeah, let's open the room opposite the alchemist's room.
You open the door into a suite of rooms that are cluttered with cushions, papers, toys, pictures, and all sorts of debris strewn all over the place. Marching up and down, clad in ill-fitting blue military uniform and with a ridiculous tricorn hat, is a dishevelled young man with long, flowing black hair and green eyes. He mutters nonsensically to himself and does not seem to have noticed you enter. He certainly seems rather lacking in his wits, so will you attack him, enter and talk with him, leave and open the opposite east door if you haven't done so already, or leave and open the door at the south end of this corridor?
It seems a bit off to attack someone who's lacking in their wits.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, it's a game. But, you know, you like to talk to people as well, so...
I do, so let's have another chat.
Roll one die. If the number is 1, turn to 151.
Oh,
if
shit.
the number is 6, turn to 322. If you roll any other number, turn to 202. So 1d6, please. Any other number. Poor young Wilhelm, cousin of the Count, is quite mad, and you can get only scraps of information of doubtful value out of him. He mutters about a glowing sword hidden in a book and other seeming nonsense. You leave him to his ramblings and close the door and try the door at the south end of the corridor. You open the door and a dark, musty odour of stale air greets you. You must use your lantern to see unless you have a magic sword, which you don't. And now you realise that you are at the foot of the southeast tower. Roll one die and add 3. If the total is less than or equal to your faith, turn to 330. If it's greater than your faith, turn to 316. So 1d6, please. What did that turn out as on yours?
5.
Okay, well, plus the 3, that's 8. So it was less than your faith score anyway, so...
Okay.
Drifting into the chamber from a grill set into the floor is a smoky, apparitional figure radiating a hideously chilly malice, a wraith. Roll one die and add 3. If the result is less than or equal to your faith, turn to 44. If the result is greater, turn to 1, 2, 4. So roll one more die, please.
Fucking hell.
5 plus 3, it's 8. It was less than your faith. So we'll turn to there. The wraith shrinks back from you, its wispy clawed arms scrabbling at the air close by your face. But your faith protects you. Now you see a wooden spiral staircase leading upwards in this bare and dusty chamber. You could easily escape the wraith that way. However, since it's an evil thing, you would prefer to destroy it. You have heard, though, that only magical weapon can harm a wraith. So if you don't have one, it could be dangerous to attack it. So, do you want to try and attack the evil wraith? Ascend the staircase up the tower, or return to the entrance hall and open the north door there.
Let's go up the tower.
You ascend the narrow, steeply sloping wooden steps until you come to a landing before a wooden door, which is barred and decorating with warding glyphs of amber and silver. Something is scratching on the other side of the door. There is a distinctly unpleasant charnel smell here. You can summon your courage and open the door, or retreat downstairs and go back to the north door in the entrance hall. Which would you rather?
Let's open the door.
That's my boy. You open the door and gaze into a low-ceilinged room with some narrow stone steps visible on the other side. Bones and horrifying bloodied lumps of flesh and gristle lie around on the floor. And the occupant, a huge ghoul, intends that you shouldn't be his next feast. So roll one die and add 4. And so this is a faith check again. So roll one die and we'll add 4. There we go. That's 6. It's less than your faith. So lower than or equal to your faith. Turn to 30. The monstrously large ghoul backs away from you, spittle drooling all over its blackened stumps of teeth. You can ascend the stone stairs opposite the door or attack the retreating ghoul.
I'm gonna keep going up.
Sounds good to me. Ooh. Who's this?
Oh,
chick?
hello.
Oh, hello. I'm Judy Dench.
Except we both say that at the same time.
You climb the stone steps, cobwebbed and filthy, past growths of mould and fungus on the walls, and ascend to the top of the tower. Moonlight streams into the circular chamber through tinted glass, and it seems almost as if the shadows in this place are skulking and watching. Opposite you, bathed in moonlight, is a young girl sprawled across a chair, bound by her wrists and ankles with a mesh of fine cobweb, but they could be a lot stronger than they look, perhaps even magical. She's very pretty indeed, with long curly auburn hair and a fine smooth complexion. Roll one die and add 4. There's another faith check, so one die please.
Okay.
4 plus 4 is 8. It's less than your faith, so we'll turn to 2, 2, 5. You sense both a strong good and a strong evil in this chamber, but you aren't certain which impression comes from which area. Looking at the sleeping girl, will you try waking her up, searching the room, or leaving here and returning to the north door in the entrance hall?
Let's search the room. Might be something of use here.
You start to look around for secret alcoves. Put my teeth back in. You start to look around for secret I'll still do it again. Secret alcoves. Trapdoors.
A blah, 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 blah.
Maybe I need to do it in the Victor Meldrew voice all the time.
Don't believe it!
You start to look around for secret alcoves and trapdoors and the like, and you turn back on the girl. She rises from her resting place, and you are about to get a very nasty surprise.
That is shockingly effective for you.
What, it works better?
Yeah, it was like no fuck-ups with an enunciation or anything. God damn. Maybe everyone should speak like Victor Meldrew.
Well,
holy shit.
The thing is, it's what do they call it? It's received pronunciation, and because he was a military man, Richard.
And also a classically trained actor.
Yeah, but I think he gets it from being an officer in the Second World War.
Yeah, Richard Wilson.
Richard Wilson, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like all officers are taught to speak in received pronunciation.
Yeah. It's a relic from the Empire, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So instead of saying round, sound, bound, they say round, sound, and bound. Etc.
Yeah. They were all born to read these kinds of stories, and yet none of them did. Bastards.
Suddenly the girl stands upright, arms stretched out, with her head thrown back. She screams. Roll one die. Another faith check. Right, roll one die. And add 4. There we go, 6. If the total is less than or equal to your faith, turn to 150. You are now fighting a direly evil undead creature.
Oh, goddamn.
But the Bouburn Sith, is it Babern? Beban? Beban
Justin
Sith?
Bieber, yes.
Yeah,
Justin Bieber
Justin
Sith.
Bieber. Darth Bieber. Yeah, there we go. Casts a spell at you. Determine whether you or Darth Bieber has the higher attack strength for this attack round. They have a skill of 9. So if you have the higher attack strength, you strike her and spoil her spell. You have got an attack strength of 11. But what's it asking? You strike her and spoil her spell. Turn to 263 to finish the fight, subtracting 2 from the stamina total given there for the. Yeah, okay. Has the higher attack strength, then she. Okay, right. Okay, so we're going over there, and we've got to take 2 from her stamina. Okay, so you've got to battle her anyway, but we will take 2 away from her stamina. So she's actually got a skill of 9 and a stamina of 6. Right then, well, let's get into the battle. It's your first battle for this round, and so if you would start the attack round by rolling 2d6 for the enemy, please.
Shit.
6 and 3 gives them 18. And then 2 for yourself, please.
Tits.
A 3 and a 1 gives you 15. So they win that attack round and will bring you down to 18. Would you like to test your luck or carry on?
We'll just carry on.
Okie dokie, 2d6 for the enemy, please. That's better.
Oh, yes.
1 and a 1 gives them 11. And 2 for yourself, please. 5 and
go.
2 means you win that attack round. Lovely.
Nice.
They're down to 5. Would you like to test your luck or carry on?
No, but carry on. Do you want to bring up the attack sheet?
Oh.
The player sheet, I mean, sorry.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, just so
Yes.
it can see what's going on. So another 2d6.
Yes, please. 4 enemy.
Ooh, okay.
4 and a 1.
Not bad. Not bad.
Gives them 14. And 2 for yourself, please.
Nice.
Gives you 20.
Nice.
You definitely won that attack round.
Nice.
Gives them 3 stamina. Test your luck or carry on.
Now we'll carry on for now.
Okie dokie. 2d6 for the enemy, please. 2
Okay.
and a 3. Gives them 14 again.
It's not terrible.
And 2 for yourself. 5 and a 1 gives you 17, which means you've won that attack round. They're down to a stamina of 1. If you test your luck and you're lucky, you'll defeat the enemy.
Alright, test my luck.
2d6, you've got to get 10 or below. You did it. Well done, mate. You've killed the bitch. She's dead. She's dead.
Fucking hell, this is like the best run I think I've ever had.
It could be. So far. So far. Yes, so far so good. You've defeated the Beban Sith, or whatever the fuck it's called. If you win, you can search the place. So let's have a look around. 3, 2, 4. If you have neither, so we'll turn to 51. Okay.
Fucking hell.
Checking carefully, you find a small secret door in one wall. It conceals a wall alcove from which you draw out a white shield and with a red cross. This is the Shield of Faith. Gain 1 faith point and 1 luck point for finding it, and add it to your possessions. You must now leave the tower and go to the entrance hall and open the north door there. Excellent. So,
holy shit.
Shield of Faith. Shield of Faith gives you 1 extra luck, so you're back to 10, and 1 extra faith, so you're up to 10.
Oh, damn.
That's awesome. Well done, mate. And whilst
I'm fucking killing it.
Take her knife. Take her knife. Nice beaver. Maybe.
I mean, at this point, if I had a provision, I'd just be at full stats. I'd be at better stats than when I started.
Yeah, actually. So, would you like to take a provision? You have 12.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Let's do this.
Let's do this, bro. Let's do this shit.
So, you are at
22.
full stats, and you've got better faith than what you had before.
Yeah.
Lovely. Right, let's crack on then. So now you turn to 101. So you push open the door in the north entrance, see a brightly lit corridor stretching out before you. Floor is tiled and there are small watercoloured paintings hung on the walls. Before you is a door on the east wall, and further along a door on the west wall. Between the two there is a side passage to the east. There is also a door facing you at the north end of the corridor. So, do you want to open the north door, open the east door, open the west door, or go down the eastern side passage?
Let's just open the east door this time.
Ooh, this doesn't look good, does it? You got White Walkers in the kitchen.
Who the fuck would trust a zombie to cook anything? Jesus.
You push up. Yeah, I mean, they're bound to lose fingers and stuff in your food.
Yeah, their flesh is gonna drop off into the food.
It looks like we've got a faith check coming up as well. You push open the door and come upon a scene of domestic homeliness. A cook and 2 servants at work tables preparing food. However, there is an unpleasant smell mixed in with that of the food. A vile, rotting smell which catches you at the back of the throat. The workers look up at you with mindless eyes, and you see at once that they are zombies. Roll 1 die and add 2. So we'll check your faith.
Okie doke.
4 plus 2 is 6. There we go. It's less than or equal to your faith. So the zombies pick up knives and cleavers, but they are keeping well away from you. Oh no, hang on. They're keeping well away from you. You might be able to get past them and through the entrance into the main kitchen and stores to the east if you try. If you do, turn to 282. Or will you attack the zombies, leave and go to the north door in the corridor, leave and go to the west door in the corridor, or leave and take the eastern passage off the corridor?
I'm going to try and get past them.
Okie dokie. Don't forget, you do have your lifelines as well.
Yeah. Cool.
The kitchen contains some good food: bread, biscuits, cheese, sweet dried fruits, and so on. You can gather plentiful supplies here. Add 6 to your provisions. Nice.
Holy shit.
Now you are searching for... Now, are you searching for herbs for an alchemist? You're not. If you are, run to the paragraph with the same number as the jar he asked you to... Okay, so you're not. So, otherwise, if not, you leave here and return to the main corridor. Now, will you open the north door, open the west door, or follow the eastern side passage? Well, before you do that, I'm just going to add your 6 provisions. You are doing really well right now, mate. 17 provisions.
I am swimming in provisions. I could just start giving these out to the homeless.
Provisions. No, don't give them out to the homeless.
No, they'd rather have money for, drugs. Which, in all fairness, that's what it's for.
Yeah. But also, majority of the homeless people on the streets now, they've got BMWs waiting for them round the corner, and they live in a fucking mansion. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right, so I've added your 6 provisions. You now have 17 provisions. So do you want to open the north door, the west door, or follow the eastern side passage?
Let's open the north door.
The door has a small silvered lock. You should have remembered that. Do you have a silver key? No, you don't. So you can either go back and open the west door in the corridor if you haven't done so already, or go down the east side passage.
Okay, down the side passage.
After progressing some 10 feet, you come level with a door to the north side of a passage, and then the dimly lit, tiled corridor continues to a door at the end. Will you open the north door, or the door further along?
The north door was the one with the creature in, right?
I don't remember. It had something in it, didn't it? Was it like a spring trap or something? That's why it's fun to make notes of your own.
Oh, fuck that shit. No. No. Roll. Let's do this.
So, north door or the door further along?
No, I'm gonna backtrack.
Ooh. Fucking hell.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Well, there we go, boys and girls. He's used his backtrack.
These stats are just too damn juicy. Can't risk them.
Okay, so it says you can either go down the east side passage, or you can... hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on. Do you remember what was in the room at the end of the corridor?
Well, in one of them was the freaky creature, right? With the scythe.
I think that may have been upstairs somewhere, but also you spoke to
I did.
a librarian with a key, and it cost you a little bit of money to get the key.
Mm-hmm.
Which
to
I
go
guess
to page
you don't
378. Yes.
Yeah, you don't currently have that.
No.
But do you remember that you were told something by the spectral figure pacing backwards and forwards? So on your last trek, you were given a book that had a glowing page in it, and then that spectral figure who was pacing around said that there was a sword hidden in a book, a glowing book.
Yes. Yeah, which I assume would be in the library.
But you can't get in the library because you don't have a silver key.
But it wasn't clear that the key was actually for the library or not.
It is, because it's the silvered lock with the silver key.
Okay.
As Dungeon Master, I'm telling you, that's what it was.
God damn it.
So what I'm gonna allow you to do is not use your backtrack. If you want to, I'll allow you to not use your backtrack. We'll go to the previous one that we were on,
Okay.
and you can try that door at the end.
Okay.
If you want. But mind you, thinking about it, like I've just pointed out, you don't actually have enough gold, do you? You don't have...
No, I can't buy anything. Can't buy any knowledge from him.
But where did you get the vial from in the last one that was worth 6 gold? Sorry, it was worth 4 gold. Wasn't it in that room with the spring trap?
I think it might have been.
Well, it's up to you. You can either... I'll allow you to not use your backtrack, and we'll go back to that corridor, and you can try either one of the doors if you want to, or we can just keep going this way.
I just don't really want to find myself in a situation in which I'm getting strangled to death by a tentacle monster again.
That's fair enough. You haven't got a magical sword yet.
Yeah.
But it's up to you. So do you want to carry on the way that we've been going now?
Yeah, fuck it. We'll go west.
Life is peaceful there.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So
apart from this big bitch.
That's a tiger skin carpet that looks like it's coming to life.
Okay.
You open the door into a large and plushy decorated dining room. A huge centrally placed mahogany table is flanked by chairs. It groans under a weight of silver cutlery, utensils and crystalware, laid out on lace cloths. Heavy drapes are drawn across the windows to the west, and there is a large tiger skin rug stretched out by the north wall. Just past this is a half-open door. Deciding to investigate the room beyond, you walk past the rug, but you hear a growl and then a snarl And then the thing rises to its feet. Its eyes gaze at you with hostility. Snarling fangs and claws and fur are about to fly at you, so you must fight this unusual enemy. It's a tiger skin rug with a skill of 7 and a stamina of 7. If you win, you can take some treasure from this room. Some silver items small enough to carry, worth a total of 4 gold pieces. So, let's fight this tiger skin rug.
I've fought a few rugs in my time, but never a tiger one. Goddamn.
7 and 7. So start the first attack round by rolling 2d6 for the enemy, please. A 5 and a 2. That gives them 14. And 2 for yourself, please.
Nice.
There we go. 22.
Tearing up this rug, son. Tearing it up.
So they now have a stamina of 5. Would you like to test your luck or carry on?
No, I'm going to carry on tearing up this rug all on my own.
2d6 for the enemy then, please. 1 and a 6 gives them 14 again.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 for yourself, please. A 6 and a 3 gives you 20.
Tearing it up.
Cutting that rug. That gives them 3 stamina. Would you like to test your luck or carry on?
No, we'll go again.
2d6, please.
Oh, shit.
6 and 4 gives them 17.
Sometimes the rug does fight back.
And 2 for yourself, please.
And sometimes it gets slain.
Well, not quite just yet. You've brought their stamina down to 1. Would you like to test your luck or just carry on with the next attack round in the hope you win?
Let's test that shit. Let's do it.
Okay, then 2d6. You got to get 10 or below.
Ah, motherfucker.
You did not get 10 or below. Unlucky. And that means that we'll have to give them 1 stamina back. So if you can win this attack round, you will defeat them. But unfortunately, we've had to reduce your luck by 1. So 2d6 for the enemy, please.
Okay.
1 and a 4 gives them 12.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. The final blow, maybe. 2d6 for yourself. 1 and a 3 gives you 15, which means that you have won. Congratulations, you did it. You've beaten a carpet of all fucking things.
Oh,
so well
yes.
done.
I ragged that rug. Hell yeah.
Pulled it to the ground where it belongs. It's not coming back to get you. But
No.
at least you didn't lose an attack round, which was nice.
Yeah. Can I just whisper to the rug as it falls to the ground?
You can.
Abe's
What would you
gonna
say
get
to it? Abe always gets you. He always gets you. Right, so you've won, so you can take some treasure from this room, some small silver items worth 4 gold pieces. So I'm just going to put that in. You've now got 4 gold pieces. Well, now you've got 6 gold pieces.
Sweet.
Sweet. Okay. Going to 364. You look into a very snug room that is evidently used by diners who have had too much to drink or eat. Among the armchairs, footstools, and cushions, you spy on 2 objects of note. First, there is a decanter of what smells like brandy, although there are only 2 large measures left in the decanter. Each one will restore 4 lost stamina points. You can drink 1 or both now, or save the brandy for later. If you do this, add it to your possessions, subtracting a measure when you consume one. If you want to take the brandy, with you. I'll just add them to your provisions, which means that you'll have 19 provisions instead.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just take them.
You are absolutely swimming in brandy and food right now. You are stocked to the hilt.
Yeah. I feel like I should become a prepper now. I've got enough stuff.
Not quite. You haven't got yourself an underground bunker in the forest somewhere.
Well, I'm going to keep looking around this mansion just to see if there's like a little trapdoor or some shit.
Don't you open that trapdoor.
Don't you open that trapdoor.
Because there's something down there.
Oh, I used to love that show.
And me. What was his name? It was Burke.
Yeah.
Burke and... What was the skull's name? Was
Oh,
it just...
God damn.
We'll have to look it up some other time. Anyway, you've kept the
this
brandy.
show's getting way too British.
There is also a small drape across one corner of the room. And when you draw this back, you find a small silver mirror on a table. If you wish to take this, add the silver mirror to your possessions. Do you want to take it?
Hell yes.
Okay.
Loot Goblin mode. Let's just take as much as we can.
It seemed to work for you so much in the House of Hell.
Yeah.
You leave and go back to the corridor. From the east door opposite, you hear a loud slamming sound and a shout. Perhaps something has been discovered or someone has been alerted. You must now decide to open the northern door or head down the eastern side passage. So you can't open the northern door because you haven't got the silvered key. So you might as well head back down that passage. So it was pointless using that backtrack, I'm afraid.
Yep.
So will you open the door on the north or further down the corridor? You've now got 6 gold, so you can get the key at least, getting into the library.
So was it the door further along?
I think it was the door further along that the dude is in with the key.
Yeah. Let's do that.
If it's not, I'll eat my hat and we'll try the other one. So the door further along, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Carl Adenauer, yada yada. So do you want to attack him, talk to him, or leave the corridor? Leave to go back to the corridor?
Now would be a bad time to attack him, right?
I think so.
Let's just talk to him then. Yeah.
Okie dokie. So you're wondering what to say. He talks freely, yada yada. You can buy some information. Getting into the library costs 6 gold pieces. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. So he gives you a silver key, and on it was the number 378.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just putting it in on your sheet rather than... no, not silver mirror, you fucking autocomplete bastard. Silver key, 378. Okay. And then we return to 75. After you've finished paying for the information and... oh, hang on. You've got to reduce your gold. You've got no gold now. You are broke again.
Oh, no.
It's a good thing, really. You start getting bougie fever. The more...
Yeah.
more gold you have. Anyway.
No gold, but I've got enough provisions to last a lifetime at this point, I guess.
Quite literally.
So, who needs the gold? I'm good.
If the sage is giving you an item, you follow his directions. You do, so you do. This door has a small silvered lock. Do you have a silver key? If you do, turn to the paragraph whose number it's on. Okay, so it's 378.
Yep.
Let's get there then. So entering the library, yada yada, you find the Book of Swords, page 188. I'm going to add that reference. Book of Swords and BOS 188. Okay. Just trying to speed it up a little bit so that we don't have to go through all of the text again.
Been here, done that.
Yeah. Now you leave and you search in the eastern side passage for the stairs, which will lead you to the floor above. Okay, so it's the zombies again. You're going to have to battle them, I'm afraid, again.
Okay. Well, at least I'm battling them with better stats now.
Indeed. So fight the zombies one at a time. First one has a skill of 6 and a stamina of 6. So let's go through the motions, and if you wouldn't mind rolling 2d6 for the enemy to start the first attack round, please. 6 and a 2 gives them 14. And 2 for yourself, please. 5 and a 1 gives you 17. You win the attack round. Well done.
Sweet.
Brings them down to 4 stamina. Test your luck or carry on.
Carry on.
2d6 for the enemy, please. 5 and a 1 gives them 12. And 2 for yourself, please.
Sweet.
6 and a 2 gives you 19. You win the attack round. Well done. So their stamina is at 2 now. Would you like to test your luck or carry on?
Actually, I'll test my luck.
2d6, please. You've got to get 9 or below. Oh, you just made it.
Nice.
So you now have 8 luck, but you defeated that enemy. So we're on to the next enemy now, who has a skill of 7 and a stamina of 6. So cool. 2d6 for the enemy, please. 1 and a 4 gives them 12. And 2 for yourself, please. Nice. 5 and a 2.
Looking good.
It is looking very good. Gives you 18 against their 12. They've now got a stamina of 4. Would you like to test your luck or carry on?
No, carry on.
2d6 for the enemy, please.
Oh, damn.
A 5 and a 2 gives them 14. And 2 for yourself, please. A 3 and a 3 gives you 17, which means you win the attack round.
Sweet.
And their stamina is now at 2. Would you like to test your luck or carry on?
No, we'll just carry on.
2d6 for the enemy then, please. 6 and a 2 gives them 15. And 2 for yourself. Let's see if you've done it. A 5 and a 5. That'll do it. I'm afraid for the zombie who's now dead and done.
Sweet.
You did it.
Dead again.
You managed to do it.
They just can't stop, can they?
Not this time, mate. They can't stop you. You are unstoppable this time.
Yeah.
So well done. You've destroyed the zombies.
Mm-hmm.
So
oddly skilled zombies.
Yes. With their halberds just standing there doing shit all. Right, anyway. Yeah. So you search the zombies, nothing of value. Pass through the open door.
No lycanthropy.
No lycanthropy. So just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, just reading through it all. Okay, so 2 doors in this bare chamber. So you decide to open one of them. This was where you asked the chat last time. You asked the audience what they would do, and they chose the west wall.
Yeah.
Would you like to ask the audience again, or save it for later? You're a for later.
Let's go for the south wall.
Okay. Do you remember any of what happened when you went through the west wall last time?
Yes.
Okay.
So
you want to go through the south wall, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You enter a lounge where a nondescript carpets and plain wooden furniture litter the scene. You notice wall hangings displaying a bewildering variety of herbs and other plants, and an open door to the west. From that doorway, a man enters. He looks absent-mindedly at you. He is middle-aged and has a mane of greying black hair tapering to a widow's peak above his face, which is dominated by his pale green glasses. He is dressed simply in white and grey robes. He carries a tray with a decanter and goblets, which he puts down as he greets you. "I am Gunther Heydrich. What is your business here?" he asks you. He seems kindly enough. Will you talk to him or attack him, being distrustful of any member of the Heydrich family?
Oh, let's have a chat. That's all I'm in this place for.
Gunther gives you some food and wine. Recover 4 lost stamina points. Let's have a look. Did you lose any? No, you ain't lost any.
No, I'm bossing it.
You are bossing it. And he tells you of his work as a healer. He is well aware of his brother's evil and denounces Rainier as a cruel, vile creature. But Gunther claims to be no fighter, and in any event, he could not bring himself to kill his own brother. Gunther seems weighed down by the evil of the castle, almost in a state of despair. You take a chance and announce that you are here to do away with Rainier Heydrich. Gunther's eyes light up with hope, and he says he will give you one thing he has which could help. From a carefully concealed pocket inside his robes, he pulls out a silver crucifix on a chain, adding that to destroy Rainier, this will be needed. Add the crucifix to your possessions. You will also need a stake to drive through Rainier's heart as he sleeps in a coffin. But Gunther does not have one. You'll have to find You'll have to find this elsewhere. Unless, of course, you find Siegfried's sword, Nightstar. For that will only destroy. But that will also destroy him. But it's been lost for many years. He sighs. Now, first of all, what's he giving you? He's giving you the cross, hasn't he? The crucifix. So,
yeah.
Silver cross.
Why the fuck do these people only have like one piece of like 1,000 puzzle object? I was like, yeah, I don't just have it on me for some reason. It's you know those like collector magazines.
The one that's
like
99p on the first issue.
Yeah, part 1 costs 99p. Get the first 3 parts, and then the next issue is like $5.99. There's 4,000 magazines to collect. God damn.
Yeah, and then so what they do is they charge 99p for the first one to get you into the subscription, and then they charge like $5.99 for every issue after that, and then they stop producing issues like halfway through the entire run.
Yeah,
I remember that happening with there was one back in the 90s, and it was about bugs. And so
I remember that one.
I was building this spider,
Yeah.
And so it was like it had a glow in the dark skeleton, and then you were supposed to put pieces on top of it. Right?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
But it just stopped halfway through. I'd got a subscription, and they just stopped.
Man, it is so tempting now, because a few have come out recently where I'm like, oh, that looks good though.
There's like, a Starship Enterprise one.
Yes, an Enterprise D that you can build from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh god, that looks good. And then there's another one where like you can build your own Megazord made from metallic pieces. I'm like, oh shit.
That one seems alright. I'd like to do that one.
Only 4,000 magazines to collect, each one at about 20 quid a pop. God damn it.
Well, they are nowadays, actually. But $5.99 back in the 90s was like 20 quid, weren't it?
Yeah. If you sort of take inflation backwards, yeah, shit was expensive now.
Yep. Crimson Shadow's back. What's the crack, mateys? Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for joining us. We're just talking about those, collectible magazines that you get, and like you got to build up. Each episode gives you a single piece that. What was I doing? What was the other one? It was a shipbuilding one, and I was
shipbuilding.
A shit building one. Yeah, no, it was a ship building one, and I think it was like either the Santa Maria or the Pinta or something like that. And it was going to be made of wood, obviously.
Oh damn!
But it was like a small. This was back in the 90s. This was.
I don't remember that one. I don't think I ever saw that one.
Yeah, I'll have a look for it a bit later.
There was a really good one that was like dinosaurs, and you could build your own T-Rex over time. Like you'd start out with like bones made out of wood, and then you'd start adding other parts onto it.
Yeah,
including like this sort of green plastic. Yeah. And it would end up with like this a green plastic exoskeleton, so it would look like a proper T-Rex.
I remember that there was a girl I was going out with, and she'd got a daughter, and she'd been collecting this human body one, and so you get like a skeleton to put together, and then the organs to put in it, and then the skin to go over the top of it, that sort of thing. So she'd collected all the pieces for the skeleton, and she'd been asking for ages, can we put this together? Can we put this together? And her mum finally talked me into helping her with it, because she was useless at those things. So I did. I helped her fit it up, put it in the corner of her room, and she was like, I don't like it. I want it out of my room. It's scaring me. Yeah, he was like, you got this skeleton hanging in the middle of in the corner of the room.
Yeah, that's got to be creepy as shit. Yeah.
So all that money, all that time, for nothing. Anyway.
And to think these days, you can just straight up buy actual human skeletons on various places online now.
Yes, I go to those. I mean, I know someone who goes to those sites all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Hey, I told you that in confidence, Jack. Come on.
So right, where were we? Unless, of course, you find Siegfried's sword, that will also destroy him, but it's been lost for many years. So, will you leave and open the west door on the landing? Will you ask Gunthar for help with an affliction? You don't. Or show Gunthar a book if you have one? You don't. So, oh, hang on. Yeah, you do. You have the Book of Swords, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, would you like to show him that, or would you like to leave, or would you... Yeah, so would you like to leave and open the west door, or ask him about this book that you have?
Yeah, let's give the old man a flash. Show him the book.
If you have the Book of Healers, you decide to show this to Gunther. If you have an affliction, Gunther will help you. In return for getting the book back, if you don't have this book, but you have the Book of Swords, turn to the paragraph with the same number as the magical page in that book. So that was 188, wasn't it?
Let's give it a go.
Yeah, I'm just checking your adventure sheet now. It's 188. So would you like to do that?
Yep.
There we are. Gunther stares intently at the book with the magical page. But this is Sigrid's sword, he says in amazement, looking at the page. Some great sorcery has imprisoned it within this book. Then he becomes unhappy and tells you that the only way that he can think to free it would be to enlist the aid of Katrina's magic. She will ask some service of you in return. I shudder to think what it might be, he says, adding that Rainier's sister is every bit as evil as the Count himself. Gunther sits down with his head in his hands despairingly. He may be too depressed to do anything, but you are a warrior, and you are here with a purpose. You return to the landing and open the west door there. So you know that the book has Siegfried's sword in it.
Yeah.
But you need to find Katrina in order to get it out.
And she's in the crypt, isn't she?
I don't know. Is she?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it mentioned earlier that she was like the keeper of the crypt.
Maybe. Anyway, opening the west door, you see a corridor stretching out towards the west before you. It's well lit, and thick piled crimson carpets run along the centre of the tiled floor. There is a door close by to you on the north wall, and another a little further along. You can also see that there is a door facing you at the end of the corridor, and that the corridor also runs south at that point. So, will you close this door and open the door on the south landing if you haven't done so before? I can't remember if you have. Hang on. Turn to 131. Let's have a look. Yeah, you have turned down 131. So, would you like to open the north door closest to you, open the second north door, or open the west door facing you, or follow the corridor round to the south? You can ask the audience if you like.
Yeah, let's ask the audience.
Let's
get some more engagement going on.
He's using another one of his lifelines, boys and girls, and now we've already done it once, so it's going to be the same thing again. If you wouldn't mind, I'm going to put a poll in the chat, and the choices are north closest, next north, west doer, or corridor to south. Okay, so the poll is started in the chat. If you can choose from them, go do the things and the stuff, and we'll just take a look and see what you're saying in the chat whilst you're doing that.
Yeah.
He's doing great on this second run. Yes, you are, aren't you, Abe?
I'm not doing bad.
No, it's certainly not doing bad. It's doing fantastic, in fact. Bring me up to speed. How's Abster's progress? Well,
may have died once already.
Yeah, there's one on the kill count.
Yeah, pretty standard fare.
But
Oh man,
you
look at my
re-rolled, didn't you?
provisions. Look at my provisions, bros.
I know. 19
God damn.
provisions. Let's have a look at that. 19 provisions. You got garlic, shield of faith, silver mirror, silver key, book of swords, and a silver crucifix. Fancy.
And the annoying thing is if I encounter that thing again that strangled me to death last time, none of this will mean anything. I could have like 1,000 for all of these stats and I'd still just die arbitrarily.
Yes. Die arbitrarily. Well, you did have some faith checks before that death.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
did
I've got a
have
lot
an
more faith now.
opportunity to get away.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go with the death. Always forward, never back.
There was a magazine for building a nitro car. Yes, I remember that. But it was much cheaper just to go out and buy a nitro car than to pay for the 300 subscriptions.
That's the thing with the Enterprise D and this Megazord. I'm like, I could probably actually just buy not even the end product that they're aiming for, but something that's already valued higher right now.
Yeah. And also, you've got those, do you know of the Polar Lights model kits? Have you ever heard of those?
Oh, that rings a bell.
Well, anyway, there's a set of model kits called Polar Lights, and basically it's exactly what it sounds like on the tin. It's like a scale model, but it's got all like fiber optics and all that kind of stuff. They've got a lot of Star Trek models that you can buy for way cheaper than what you would spend on one of those subscriptions.
Oh, yeah. I've seen these before, yeah.
I've still got that Dino Megazord. Oh, so Crimson did it? The one that you're talking about, the Dino Megazord.
Oh, he's probably referring to the actual original toy that was on sale back in the 90s.
Ah. Well, let's have a look at the final scores for the poll. Let's end the poll. Well, north closest was 60%, west door was 20%, corridor to the south was 20%, and the next north door was 0. So north closest wins. Is that the way that you would like to go? I'm kind of thinking that this was the corridor with the spring trap, but
yeah.
I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Let's go with the audience recommendation.
The north closest door. Okay.
Yeah, if I have to die 1,000 times over, I can always just blame
the chat.
the people in chat.
Yes, so you open the door and trigger a magical trap. There is a searing flash of light and heat. You lose 4 stamina points. So I'm going to take you down to 18 stamina from 22.
Yeah,
however...
this... God damn it.
So would you like to fight it as weakened as you are, or try to shut the door and flee?
You know what? Billy Big Bollocks is rocking up to town, so let's fight it.
Oh, fucking hell. You are in desperate trouble fighting against one of the Count's more powerful magical creations, a minor Thassalos. You must subtract 2 points from your skill when fighting this battle, since you are still partially blinded by the effects of the magical flash of light. In each attack round, roll 1 die in addition to the normal 2 combat dice. If the result is a 1 or a 3, the minor Thassalos will strike you with a numbing green ray of cold from its glowing eye sockets, and you will lose 1 stamina point. If the die roll is 4 or 6, or 4 to 6, then you will have time to dodge hit this ray. The Thassalos can freeze you even when it has the lower attack strength in an attack round, so it is a dangerous enemy. If you win, you can search this chamber or leave hoping for less. Hang on. If you win. Oh, okay, yeah, so only if you win, that is. Right then. Let's get that battle music on.
Cool.
And let's get your adventure sheet up. So it has a skill of 8 and a stamina of 11, but we must also reduce your current skill by 2, so you're down to 9. But we'll bring that back up afterwards, I'm pretty sure. So, yes, so to start the attack round, please roll 2d6 for the enemy.
Well, to use a classic Klingon phrase, today is a good day to die.
By minor Thassalos. A 6 and a 1 gives them 15. That's not a bad roll so far. You've done worse. And 2 for yourself. 6 and a 4 gives them gives you 19. Do you know what? I've been putting them in the wrong places this whole time, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right, so you win the attack round.
Nice.
We'll bring them down to 9. But now you have to roll 1 die for the death ray.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 2, which means the Thassalos will strike you with a numbing green ray of cold from its glowing eye sockets. So you do actually lose 1 stamina. Okay, would you like to test your luck, and you can try and reduce that, but if you're unlucky, I'll have to take another stamina away from you.
No, we'll just carry on.
2d6 for the enemy then, please.
We'll just carry on until death.
That's not bad, mate. A 1 and a 1 gives them 10.
Nice.
And 2 for yourself, please.
Boom.
2 and a 4 gives you 15. You won the attack round again. So we'll bring them down to 7 stamina. But now if you could roll 1d6 for the green glowing ray. It's a 3, so you dodged? No, you didn't. You've still got to have 1 taken away. So 16.
Nope. That's okay.
Fucking lucky. Next attack round, please. 2d6 for the enemy. A 2 and a 3 gives them 13.
Okay.
And 2 for yourself, please.
Oh,
nice. 6 and 5 gives you 20. Bring their stamina down to 5. I always ask, would you like to test your luck?
No, I'm good.
Okay, 1d6 for the green ray. You're gonna have to do better, otherwise he's gonna just kill you with his green ray. Okay, 2d6 for the enemy, please. A 3 and a 2 gives them 13. And 2 for yourself, please. 5 and a 2 gives you 16. You win the attack round again. You're getting closer to the end. That's giving them 3 stamina. Would you like to test your luck or carry on with the death ray?
Let's carry on.
Okay, 1d6. Oh,
fucking hell.
I know, right?
This fucking 3 every time.
Well,
Motherfucker.
on with the next attack round. 2d6 for the enemy, please.
Oh, shit.
Gives them 19. And 2 for yourself, please.
Tits.
3 and a 5. 3 and a 5. $17. Yeah, sorry. I was lost for a second there. That was yours, weren't it?
Yeah.
Which means they win that attack round, I'm afraid. We're going to have to bring you down to 12 stamina. Would you like to test your luck? You're still in a pretty good position.
Yeah, let's just carry on.
1d6 for the green ray. That's better. Well, you dodged the ray, so 2d6 for the enemy, please.
Nice.
There's them 3s again.
Yep.
That gives them 14. And 2d6 for yourself, please. 5 and a 2 gives you 16. You've won that attack round.
Sweet.
And they're down to 1. And if you test your luck at this point and you're lucky, then you will kill them and you won't have to go through the green ray round. But if you're unlucky, it will only add 1 stamina back to them, which means that you can try and take them out in the next round.
Yeah, okay, I'll test my luck.
Okay, 2d6, you got to get 8 or below. You did.
Sweet.
Well done. So you killed the enemy, but now you've only got 7 luck. Excellent work, my friend. Well done. You killed the Mine Thassalos with his green staring icy ray, and you are now free of this bastard.
Yeah. Fucking git.
What a git. Thinking that it could come up against you with your boss stats.
Yeah. I'm fucking Billy Big Bows.
You've got big balls. He's got big balls. Let's have a look and see what the story says. Yumpity yum. Okay, so it says if you win, you can search this chamber and turn to 352, or leave hoping for less formidable opposition elsewhere.
Search the chamber.
Okie dokie. Gradually, normal vision returns to you, and from the light of the torches in the corridor, you can see into the gloom. The Thassalos was clearly guarding an oaken chest which stands on top of a pine wood table in this otherwise bare chamber. Unfortunately, the chest is securely locked and bound, and you cannot open it. You feel frustrated and cheated, and make a note to come back here if you find any keys which might fit the chest. Let's just have a look.
God damn it.
No, you don't have any, but we'll make a reference of this 352.
So if I were to come back later on, will the beast still be dead? Or will I have to fight it again?
Well, I'm making a note to the reference of 352, so it won't go back to the it won't go back to the monster, because it'll come back to 352 here, and then we'll turn to 320.
Cool.
Oh, hang on. Make a note to come back here. We find keys which might fit the chest. Let's go back a second. So we search the chamber. Yeah, 352. Well, that doesn't make sense, because now we've only got one choice, which is to turn to 320. So what difference would it make coming back to this paragraph, unless there's something on the next paragraph?
Yeah, I'm told.
Right. So whilst we're here, and we're queer, and we're getting used to it, would you like to eat any provisions to bring you back up to your and I'll give you your stamina back as well. Sorry, your skill back.
I shall eat 2 provisions.
So you now have 17, 2 equals 8, so you're now back up to 20 stamina.
Because even though I'm dripping in provisions, I'm still frugal with them.
Yes, and so you should be. Right then, let's carry on. So 320. Back in the corridor, will you open the north door along the corridor, open the west door along the corridor, or follow the corridor round to the south?
So which of these have I not done so far?
Let me have a look. In this battle, I'm looking for, sorry, in this game, doesn't look like you've done 267. And you haven't done 34. And you haven't done 31. You haven't done any of these by the look of it.
Alright, let's go west then. Go west. Oh.
Ooh. Kate Bush. You enter a lavishly decorated suite of rooms with plush-covered furniture, exotic carpets and rugs, tapestries and paintings, and sackfuls of gold plates, gem-studded goblets, decanters and ornaments. This place is dripping with wealth. There is also a person here, lazily reclining in a throne-like teak armchair among leather cushions is a stunningly beautiful young woman. Her flowing black curls tumble over her shoulders and frame her slender, very pale face. An emerald bracelet circles her wrist as she lifts an arm from the folds of her black dress and gestures for you to come forward. "It is polite to knock first, but you may come in," murmurs Katrina Heydrich in a husky... Oh. "You may come in."
Get in here, you
it's
mad
polite
cunt.
to knock first, but you may come in.
Have you seen my growler?
"Nice beaver." Anyway, in a husky yet seductive voice, will you attack her or talk with her?
Well, so we meet the woman herself, and she's not in the crypt.
Well, you have to do something with her because you need her help to get the sword out of the book.
I mean, if she looks like this, I'll do a lot of things with her.
So you want to talk with her or attack her?
Is there an in-between?
Not in this book.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is in reality.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's talk with her.
Okie dokie. You sit down wearily beside Katrina. She offers you some fine wine and notes your hesitation. Laughing, she drinks some herself to show that it is not poisoned. Nevertheless, you are careful to sip only a little of it. Then she asks you a rather startling question. Are you here to kill Rainier? What will you say to her? Agree that you are here to kill Rainier Heydrich, her brother, deny that you intend to kill the Count, or say that you are here to rescue Natasha, the village girl? And don't forget you have one lifeline left, which is to ask a member of the audience.
Let's say that we're just here for the girl.
Here for the girl, yeah?
Yeah.
Katrina looks at you aghast. She is mine. I need her blood and that of the other girls to stay young. For a split second, you almost see through the illusion of her youth and gaze upon her true features, wizened and corruptly aged. Then she is attacking you, so you must fight. Do you have a magic sword? Nope. You strike at Katrina with your sword, but it doesn't harm her. Laughing, she draws an ice blue dagger to strike at you. Unable to hit her, you run for the door, but at her command, a large rug wraps itself around your legs and brings you down heavily. As it enmeshes and begins to choke you, Katrina brings over a heavy copper bowl, places it under your throat, and fingers her dagger, laughing. Your adventure is over.
Fucking trapped by a rug.
A B A B A B A B A B A B A B A B A B A B.
I was thinking of appealing to her vanity about killing her brother, but I thought, let's be honest. I have learned this day never to be honest. Betray everyone ever.
I'm
Maybe.
afraid so, my good friend. I'm afraid so.
God damn. This bitch.
And on that bombshell, I'm afraid we've ran a little over, as we sometimes do. But yes, unfortunately, that was your final quest for this show. Anyway, Have you enjoyed yourself again?
I always do, man. Every time we hang out.
Every time we hang out.
Doesn't matter what we're doing. Bring all the oil. I don't care.
Just bring all the oil. Well, apparently you can get away with certain things if you're famous and own stockpiles of oil.
Apparently so, yeah.
Apparently so. But nevertheless... nevertheless, before I kick you in the back and say goodbye to the chat and all that, I would like you to shill your wares, because I know that you have a lot more going on now since the last time you were on. So please tell the chat about it and tell us where you're going to be and what you're going to be doing.
Okay, let me just check what day it is.
It's Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, so Friday, 11 p.m. our time. I'll be over on Rockefeller Plaza's channel. Yeah, never trust a bush. Or a rug. Yeah, same thing. I'll be over there on his channel over at 11. Nobody wins, Crimson. Nobody ever wins.
You were getting so close. All you got to do is play that book again.
Yeah.
And
that's the second time now I've come close to actually being anywhere near winning. And I think Greg's the one who's gotten the closest, but that's because the motherfucker keeps getting resurrected every damn game.
It's plot armor. So yes, Greg has the longest running game so far.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
back on with your things and stuff.
Yeah, I'll be over on Rock's channel at 11 p.m. British time. Then I'll be over on Samuel the Infamous again at 4:30 a.m. our time. Then I'll be on Beelzebub over on Beelzebub at 7 a.m. Then later in the evening, I'll be on Tomby's channel for Anime After Dark. I might stream that myself as well. And you can find me everywhere at Abe's Gonna Get You on Rumble, Twitter, YouTube, probably your mum's house. And then, depending on how long that's going to be, because I've heard that this week's Anime After Dark, because Tomby's been in the US for 3 weeks, this might be a 4-hour stream.
It's going to be extended.
It's going to be a big one, yeah. It's going to be bigger than an inch. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Otherwise,
Tiny
I'd
Eddie here and me.
Otherwise, if it starts earlier, I'll be on Samuel the Infamous's show after that, which is normally 11 p.m. onwards. Let me think. What else is there?
So just to clarify, that first Samuel the Infamous is and Tomby After Dark, that's and Beelzebub, that's Friday night, tomorrow night over Saturday morning.
Friday night
Saturday
going
night.
through Saturday, yeah. Yeah, all the way into Sunday. Then I don't think I've got anything on Sunday. I might have a day off. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm probably going to play... I'm probably going to stream some Dune Awakening, because I haven't played it properly yet at all. So I'll probably do that then, yeah. And then the week starts again, and if we have to list it all, we'd have to extend the show by another half an hour. So...
Well, all of his links are down in the description below. You can you'll see him about no doubt on all of our favorite channels. We're being asked in the chat by Legata, should we do Paul Hadouken or a Yanni raid? Who's on at the moment? Like, how long's Yanni got left?
Oh, did Yanni actually go live in the end?
Apparently so. Yeah, she's live. 19 watching. She started streaming 2 hours ago. And then we've got...
Oh, for fuck's sake, we were in that chat for about 3 hours waiting for her to start. God damn it.
Paul has been playing Shadow of the Erd Tree for 4 hours. So I'm not entirely sure, but Paul's more likely to start winding down than Yanni. But I'll leave it up to you guys. Whoever you want to go to. But it looks like Legatus is that Paul's channel, is it? Looks like Legatus has put Paul's stream in there. I'm going to post Yanni's stream and you guys can go and do whatever you want. But whoever you go to, tell them that you came from Read and Roll, tell them that you came from Jack Tarlad, and yeah. But Abe, it's been a pleasure to have you on again. I'm so sorry that you didn't get through this book. Maybe the next one, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm shocked at the outcome. Absolutely shocked.
No one ever wins, bro.
No one ever wins.
He's not salty at all.
No. Not at all.
What kind of dungeon master would I be if I let people win?
Oh, the thing is, though, Jack, I'm just an innocent man.
You are.
We're just innocent men.
We're just men. We're just
innocent men.
Anyway, I'm going to kick you into the back.
Cool.
Thanks a lot, Abe, for coming on. Until the next time we see you, your adventure is over, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks for having me, and goodbye, chat.
See you soon, buddy.
Ta-ta.
And as for me, I am Jack Tarlad. You can find me on all of my socials at Jack Tarlad. I'm back to a normal streaming schedule from Monday. So Monday it'll be Need for Speed Crash Stream. Tuesday it'll be Vice City. Wednesday night is Tomby's midweek chinwag hump day, chimp day, wank day, whatever. And then a little bit later on the night, it's a show called Something or Nothing. And I do believe that this week we're talking about fractals. And then on Thursday, it's back here with Paul Hadouken. So he's going to be our next guest next Thursday, same time at 10 o'clock, I believe. But until then, thank you so much to everyone who were in the chat. We've had Steve and Atom Gray and Comics Dad and Davey Verse and Crimson Shadow and Daily Dysfunction and Legatus Legionis, of course, and Steve. Who else have we had? Who am I missing? Grizzled Entertainment, did I say them? Yes, Atom Gray, I said them. That's about it. But until the next time. Oh, and thank you so much to Davey Verse for that £5 donation, allowing Abe to last a little bit longer before he died. But until next time, boys and girls, thank you so much for your time. And join us again in the Library of Legend as we take on another challenge with Read and Roll. Until then, good night.